say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. No. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow. To the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Ooh. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem. No. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow. To the edge of it all. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Yeah,
All right. It is a Thursday night, not just any Thursday night. It is a Thursday night here with you, all you guys that have passport bros, all you guys that are expats, all you guys, let me move this water out of the way off the screen. All you guys that are expats, Blue Book gentlemen, all you passport sisters out there. That means anybody that decided to relocate from their home country to another country. This show is dedicated to you. And tonight we're going to hear just a couple of reasons why men and women are deciding, first of all, not to date in the United States any longer. We're going to pull up some stats that you guys are going to be amazed about when it comes to how expensive it is to date per state. Also, we're going to take time out a little bit after 9 o'clock to look at the presidential debate, because quite often there is a rise in passport applications and relocations taking place every time there is a presidential election in the United States. Yes, every time there's an election, such as 2016, 2020, 2008, 2012, there has been an increase of passport applicants and Americans relocating outside the United States after the elections take place. What does this mean for us tonight? Well, when it comes to this debate, as well as the topic of dating in the United States, it's starting to raise its head to some of you. Maybe I should consider relocating to another country, or making the United States my second home instead of my full-time home. Whatever it is, guys, we're going to try to answer some of those questions for you tonight here on Andre and Andres Love Crossing Borders. Shout out to all you guys that are here. We got some new colognes of the night here, a new colognes of the night. So I'm excited about that. So shout out to you guys that are here. Let's get some music going. Let us get some music going for us right about here. There we go. Yeah, let's get some smooth, a little bit upbeat, have some fun tonight. Yeah, we're going to have that information pulled up. Here we go. Give me a split second before we get those shout outs to all you guys that are here tonight. Hope you guys had a great week. And like I said, we're going to have the dating costs per state, because some of you guys don't realize how expensive it is for you to date in the United States. And you guys know I love to show some good old-fashioned receipts. So yes, it is expensive to date in the United States. And each state is different, of course. How much it would cost you to date in one state is completely different than how much it would cost you in another state. And Yahoo came out with this article a couple days ago in regards to how much it costs to date in each one of the states. So we're going to look at that tonight. And we're talking about going out on a date and you're having a good time, and how much it would cost in Florida compared to Texas compared to other locations. So we're going to take a look at those. And you're going to see that there is a huge difference per state. So let's actually save that. And we could put that, or I know what I can do with this. It's going to surprise you, man. This is like crazy, man. How you guys are dating in the States, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's expensive as can be to date, and it's just to take somebody out. And don't be somebody that's like in certain locations of the country, like California or New York or Maine, Florida, Texas. We're talking about the price that you pay to take a total stranger out to dinner. The price that you would pay to take a total stranger out to dinner. We got 27 people in the building. Click that like button. We like you. We got the smooth music going. Make sure that you like us too. So glad to be here on a Thursday night with you guys. Let me pour myself a glass of water. Pour myself a glass of water real quick. You know, tomorrow's Friday night. Drink in hand. But as for now, like I said, tonight's topic is about women cheating. There is a rise in cheating in the United States. And I mean a rise in cheating. So while you guys are paying all this money on a date in the United States, do realize that there's a lot of women that are out there cheating. It is a rise. It has gotten to the point now. It used to be statistically that on average, that it was about 28 to 29% of men that were like, hey, yeah, I cheat. This is what I do. Used to be 28, 29% of men that were willing to admit that they cheated. And it was more like 25 to 26% of women. Now that number has changed. Women feel like they're going through their hot girl summer, and they feel like they could just throw that coochie everywhere. And also, what makes dating so expensive and so dangerous, because women are out there cheating behind you guys' backs. It's also the fact that there are a lot more diseases, such as Houston, with 128% increase, and a lot more women saying that I don't want to get married. I don't feel like I want to get married. Notice, women have not said they want to stop having sex. There has not been an uphill climb on celibacy in the United States among women. I'll say that again. The same women, guys, that are telling you, I do not want to get married, are not saying, I do not want you to knock the walls down, knock the dust down, beat my back in. These same women will throw that coochie at you all day long, from the age of 35, if they can, all the way to the age of 75. Just think about it. It's one thing to give your body away to a certain amount of men in your 20s and then grow up. But just imagine all the women right now that are saying, I don't want to get married. I want to live my single life. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. But notice they're not saying that they're not going to have sex with you. On the contrary, my friends, They are out there having more sex than ever in the United States, in Canada, in UK, in Australia. So now you can knock her walls down all the way to the age of 72. That's basically what she's telling us men. Now you can knock her walls down all the way to the age of 69. That's what she's basically telling us men. And they're also telling you, because I'm not married to you, I don't owe you nothing. So if I cheat on you, it's par for the course. It's par for the course. So let me make sure that I'm not freezing or anything. You double check, because I know the Wi-Fi sometimes can be a little off, just a little off. Okay, I'm not looking too bad. Let me see if it gets better. Shout out to you guys being here. Let me give you guys a shout out that are coming in. Am I really that slow? Okay, Wi-Fi is looking a little better. Okay, there we go. If it looks like I'm dragging, guys, let me know and I'll fix that. Let me take a quick look. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, great. All right, let's get ready to get these shout outs with the switch chats. Shout out to my man Will of Thrill in the building. Shout out to all you truck drivers that are out there that are just listening on the road, making sure that our packages get delivered, food is delivered, medication is delivered, vehicles are delivered. Some of you guys got houses that you need delivered, and a truck driver put your house on the road and deliver it to the location. Shout out to all you truck drivers out there, all you train engineers, and all you guys that have to do with the railroad system. Shout out to you, all you military folk, from Coast Guards all the way to the National Guards, from the Marines, Air Force on down. You guys know who you are in the military. FBI, CIA, ATF, DEA, all you guys. Army brats who support the families who are in the military, who are in the Army. Shout out to all you guys that support your families and you are going from city to city. Once again, as well as you Navy folk, we appreciate all that you guys do and have done for the country. Shout out to you. Shout out to my man Will. Let's go back up to what Will said the first time. Will says, in my opinion, women who present, today we're going to talk about why women are doing this. Not just that women are cheating, but we're going to talk about the why behind it, guys. And some of this, you guys might not be happy with the answers. In my opinion, women who present one of these attributes, they are masculine, argumentative, selfish, deceptive, delusional, lack of accountability, promiscuous, and are highly likely to cheat. These are all great signs from the woman's perspective of women that cheat. This is absolutely correct. This is what they found. I'm glad that you said that. A lot of this is scientifically back, what you just said, Will. Will also says this with the $5 super chat. He says this. He said, good evening, Andre, and chat, because chat lives matter. Smash that like button. Support Black Male Media. Shout out to you guys for the cash apps, joining Patreon, joining the channel memberships. Shout out to you guys. As well as the quote, he says, what knowledge are you dropping today? The knowledge in regards to, first of all, like I mentioned before, the why women are cheating in the United States in record numbers. We could talk about the stats of them cheating. Okay, cool. But like you were describing, what are some of the whys? And I'm telling you, some of the reason why these women are cheating, yeah, you guys might need a drink for this. And I'm just drinking water. And also, yes, once the presidential debates really get going after 9 o'clock, we're going to go over and hear what President Trump and President Biden have to say. Here's the problem with both candidates. Here's the problem with both of our candidates. Both of them are dealing with the same issue. Both of them are dealing with the same issue. You ready? They're both older gentlemen. These guys are not just older. I'm sorry. These are elderly men. We can see it all day long, even from 2 or 3 years ago, that Biden is pawpaw. We can see that physically Biden's body is just a couple years away from shutting down. We can see that. Who all recognized that during the time period of the Reagan administration. For those of you that were around in the early 80s, Ronald Reagan's body and mind was the exact same way as President Biden's. I recognize the whole thing. Let's put it like this. This is not the first time we had an old dude as a president. In the last 2 years of the Reagan administration, his mind was so gone. For some of you that weren't around, Ronald Reagan's mind was so gone, he couldn't even give speeches. They had to sit back and had to prep him way in advance for the State of the Union addresses, and most of his policy approvals were by the administration that he put in. He couldn't do nothing. He was gone mentally. He was just an old dude. Not saying anything against growing old, but sometimes you're trying to be president of the United States and you too damn old for the job. AKA President Biden. But remember, I mentioned that both of these men are cut from the same cloth. Your boy Donald Trump of 2024 is not the Donald Trump of 2016. Donald Trump, you listen to the latest speeches of Donald Trump. This man's brain is done. Physically, he looks better than Biden, but mentally, Donald Trump talking about you can get electrocuted by sharks. This the same dude that told y'all to drink some Drano and y'all could get rid of COVID. This dude been mentally all over the place more than ever like this last year. And I don't blame him. I mean, you got criminal investigations going on. Your businesses are faltering. You're getting a lot of your property repossessed or sold at a penny of the price. You're trying to run for president. Your wife don't like you. All your ex-girlfriends come out the woodwork. They suing you. You're losing money hand and fist. Your son look like a tall version of Damien Omen. And you supposed to remember how to be a president? I don't blame him. Sometimes we got to admit that the candidates that we got on both ends are just some old dudes, man. Some of y'all dudes that's running around hollering Trump, Trump, Trump. Man, listen, Trump can barely spell Trump now. The only people that know how to spell Trump is y'all. Trump can't even spell his own last name. So now we got Paw over here and we got the crazy uncle over there. That's what you guys are voting on. Now, as for me, I'm in Colombia, so, it don't matter, man. Just don't mess with the U.S. dollar in our passports. I'm good. Keep my tax breaks going. I'm like Trump. Thank you for the tax breaks. But as for being upset with Biden because he's an old dude, like Cat Williams said, y'all voted for Paw. Y'all voted for Paw the first go round. Now, for the second go around, if you think that you're going to get Trump of 2016, you out your rabbit ass mind. That Trump is gone. He ain't never going to be back. I'm going to say that again. That Trump of 2016 that made y'all want to riot and run up in the U.S. Capitol, that Trump is gone. Mentally checked out. He ain't coming back. He only good for golf courses now. So let's see which one we gonna have. Now I can hear y'all in the comment section. I haven't even looked yet. Well, Trump this. Well, Biden is. I'm talking about what these men have in common. Just cameras off. When Trump turns the cameras off, when Biden turns the cameras off, and when all of us turn these cameras off in real life, these dudes are just a couple of old dudes, man, sitting on a porch. That's all they are. And we expect a whole lot out of two old dudes. We need to be focusing more on our votes for Congress, who's going to be our senators, who's going to be our congressman in the House. We need to be focusing on who's going to be the Secretary of States in your state, as well as who's going to be the person that's vice presidents as well. Because there's no rule that says one of these old dudes can't pass on in the next 4 years. Trump is only 3 years behind Biden in age. Biden's 81, Trump's 78. Those are some old dudes. 78 is not young. I don't know why y'all keep trying to act like Trump is young. Trump is an old dude. Biden is an old dude. 81 is not young. So we're going to hear what these old dudes have to say tonight. But for all y'all that want to sit up there and criticize Biden and criticize Trump, you can't criticize two old dudes for being who they are. Two old dudes. Shout out to my man Willard Thrill in the building. He's gifted one more membership. Shout out to the new member. Shout out to the new member. Excuse me. Shout out to you guys. As well as my man, like Newt, Willard Thrill says something else. Here we go. Willard Thrill says this. He says, Andre, you look at peace, my brother. I do. And I feel at peace, man. Since we moved into this new home, man, me and Andre have become, it's almost like our marriage has started all over again, dude. I mean, we've always been a close couple. We've been like friends as well as a couple, right? But I kid you not, we are so close, man. It is crazy how close we've become. I guess a new atmosphere and new everything just made everything just brand new. So shout out to the Spences. So yeah, I do feel like I'm at peace. And I can't lie, I'm at peace because I don't have to vote between two old dudes. I don't have to vote between, now, mind you, I got my, I'm going to vote mail-in. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to not vote. But what I'm saying is, whether Trump wins, okay. Whether Biden wins, okay. It doesn't impact me like it impacts you guys because you're right there. I'm not being sarcastic or anything. I'm just saying that you guys are right in there, in the thick of things. Let me turn this down just a little bit. There we go. I know the music sounded good, but we don't need to be. There we go. That's better. So yeah, I am at peace. I really am. I saw somebody post a photo of their apartment in the States on YouTube, in the YouTube short, and he was talking about how his mortgage is like $3,000-$4,000 a month. And I was like, man, I'm glad I don't live there. So I started talking about how much we pay. And he was like, what country are you in? I'm like, not in the United States. Shout out to my man Black Nubian, them Canadian boys at it again.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, oh, Canada.
Those Canadian boys are at it again. We got 37 people in the building. Once again, tonight's topic is about why the hell is she cheating on you again? Oh, for all you dudes that ain't never been cheated on, bruh, I don't wish that evil on nobody. And for those that have been cheated on again, because, dude, I got some bad news for some of you guys. Some of you guys have been cheated on. I've been there. My first black girlfriend cheated on me. The reason I said my first black girlfriend, because as you guys know, I've already described, my first girlfriend was Asian, Lisa. Second girlfriend was Wendy, blonde hair, blue eyes. Third person that was my girlfriend was Michelle. That was the sister. She cheated on your boy. Shout out to my man Dave being in the building. So some of you guys know what it's like to be cheated on. That may be the reason why you're not with your wife right now or your girlfriend right now, because she couldn't keep them legs closed. We're going to talk about some of the whys tonight. We're going to watch some videos in regards to why these women are doing what they're doing. Shout out to my man David. He says this. Dave says, Andre, I met a divorced white chick through that box hellaciously. I love it. Hellaciously. Oh, here we go. Let me go with this one. Here we go.
I'm stingy. I'm stingy with the puss. I do not give it up easily.
She gave it up easily to him. He said, every chance she get trying to catch me slipping. Yep. My man Victory in the house. Shout out to you, Victory. I'm glad that you made it home safely. Back to the States now. He said, when I pull up in Cali airport yesterday, he said, my eyes start to water. Holding back the tears. I'll keep holding on. I know that feeling, brother. Man. You know I got to go back to the States for the Black Manosphere Conclave. I'll be speaking. Then I'll be going to Cleveland to visit my sister. And then I'll be coming back to Colombia. Do you know I feel like I'm about to hold my breath and go underwater? I've been trying my best. I kid you not, Victory. And I mean this, guys. I've been trying my best to psychologically get ready to go back to the States. Like, even though I know my life is not there, I don't live there. It's just the fact that I gotta go back. So if you guys think that I can't relate to what you're going through, I play cool on TV, but I'm telling you, man, I am not looking forward to going. The only reason I'm animated about going back to the States is because of going to see family and going to be able to speak at the conclave and meet all you guys. Other than that, like I always say, the United States is a chick that I used to take to the prom, but she don't look like that no more. Yeah. He said, I didn't want to leave. I know, man, you were having a good time too. Vic, I ain't gonna lie, you was having a good time. When that time winds down, when you having a good time in another country, oh man, shout out to my man Willa Thrill once again. Willa Thrill says, he said they only get one time and I'm done. That's it. Me and Andrea talked about deal breakers. Andrea's is more or less like, domestic violence, or if you're a bum and you don't want to do anything with your life, you don't want to make any money. Andrea is more like that. Andrea is more like the average woman, you don't want to take care of the family. You don't want to help me with the kids. Andrea's like, okay, we're going to have to work on that. This going to be a deal breaker. You put your hands on me as a deal breaker. I said mine is cheating. I said, because I know this. A man that stays with a woman that cheats, she'll never respect him again anyway. So she gonna keep on cheating because she know that you ain't going nowhere. How do I know? I was the dude she was cheating with. Oh, bruh. I went through this stage of wives and girlfriends for about good 3-4 years when I was in Florida. Like for 4 years, if you wasn't a wife or a girlfriend, you ain't had no business being in my bed. You had no business being in a hotel room with me. Telling your husband that you at a business meeting. I'm telling you, and wives, for all you guys that have ever been a wife, I mean, with somebody's wife or girlfriend, stop me when I'm lying. Do they talk? They tell all your business, bruh. If you ever wonder how all your business hit the streets, your wife, after we get done beating her coochie up, she spills the beans. The beans. You ain't got to give her a drink, no weed. You ain't got to convince her, bro. All she gonna do is like you probably beat. Like, listen, I've had wives' coochies I have beat up for maybe about a good 20-25 minutes. She will tell me all your issues for the next 45 minutes until I beat it up again. Wives talk, girlfriends talk, and they will always make it seem like it's your fault. She will never talk about, you be like, you do know that you out here in public sucking a new man's dick, right? And you be looking at them like they're crazy, like, wait a minute. Okay. You said your husband provides everything that you need financially, make sure that you are taken care of just in case anything physically happens to him. Yeah. He takes care of the kids. He's with you and everything. Y'all go on 2 or 3 vacations. Yeah. He's never hit you. He's so supportive. Y'all go to church together. Y'all go to the mosque and the temple together. Yeah. And so you get the coochie again. You know not to say, as the sad dude, what the hell is wrong with you? You be like, I would introduce your husband to my mama. That man is a good man. I introduce your husband to my mama, my sisters, my aunties, my female friends. They need a man like your husband. And you want to say, you got your ass out here sucking my dick? But you don't. Why? Because she gonna come back again if you keep your mouth shut to suck your dick. I kid you not, man. I've always been amazed at the stories that wives tell, but they never put it on themselves. I've never had a wife or a girlfriend that was cheating on you dudes ever say it was my fault, or I'm not comfortable in the marriage anymore, or maybe I've outgrown. I don't know what's wrong with me. I got issues. They never talk about their issues, but they would tear the boyfriend or the husband, tear him down. And they do it with positive things. Let's put it like this. I've never been with a wife of a dude that was domestic violence. I've never been a wife. Come on, guys. Come on, guys, in the comment section. I've never been with a wife of a woman that he was on drugs. Never been with a girlfriend of a dude that was unemployed. Never been with a wife of a dude that was a thug, a drug dealer. Come on, I've never had coochie of a dude that was in and out of prisons. It was always good men on the other end. Don't y'all ever think that a woman that's cheating is cheating on bad dudes. Well, he's at home cursing around. All them lies that she telling. Yes, I'm putting a 1 down. I'm putting a 1 in the comment section myself. Put a 1 in the comment section if you've ever been a side dude and you notice that every time these women cheat on a dude, it's never with a dude that you can say, I can see how she cheating on him. It's always a good dude. It ain't never been a dude. It's never been a dude that you was like, oh, he a crackhead. I can see why she cheating on him. No, they'll stick by a crackhead. A dude in prison, they'll try to hold their coochie as long as they can. They will get vibrators and toys before they cheat on the dude in prison. If he a weed head and he only play video games, don't worry about it. I'll make all the money. They'll stay with a weed head that play video games all day long. They ain't got no problem with that. But good dudes like us, man, they be throwing that coochie out there. And then this the part. This the other part. Check it out, guys. The part that gets me when it comes to these cheating women. If you were married to them, let's be real. Even though I was sleeping with them, if I was married to them, or if I was in a relationship with them, I wouldn't do half the stuff that their husbands are currently doing. Am I lying? You laying next to her, piping her down. But when it comes to all that extra stuff that the husband doing, you wouldn't do half of that. Hell, I ain't doing half of what your boyfriend gonna do. My motto, I kid you not, it's a true story. My number one motto was this: don't you leave your man. I used to always say that. My job was to protect your heart. In other words, I'm not going to convince you and fall in love with me. That is not going to happen. You are not going to fall in love with me. B, do not leave your husband thinking you coming to me, because I already told you, don't fall in love with me, and I'm not paying them bills. I'm not taking care of them kids. I ain't going to come to your house. I ain't going to be booed up. I ain't going to be dealing with your mama, your daddy, your pastor, none of that. All that your husband is doing, you keep your ass right at home. Don't you ever leave that man, because if you think because one day we going to fall in love and it's going to be something, it ain't. It ain't. I had one chick, true story. You know I got story times. I had one chick, dude, check it out. True story. I think I told y'all this one, right? Okay, we're 34 minutes in. We're about to get started with the videos after we do the story and the super chats. Remember we had Black Planet. Remember you could go online to the website Black Planet, and you know it was a dating website. Well, I'm on Black Planet, and I'm I meet this chick. She got an avatar of Janet Jackson. Now, remember, this was during the era of Janet Jackson with the six-pack. That's the way love goes with J-Lo dancing in the background. That's when Janet was Janet, right? So I'm hollering at this chick, and I'm like, what? Okay, I'll play along. Why do you have photos of Janet Jackson? Are you that unattractive? She said, on the contrary, I look better than Janet. We exchange information. I said, so we texting. It's like when texting first came out, right? That's when you just started texting. Wasn't nothing major. I said, you look better than Janet Jackson. She said, yeah, I look better than Janet Jackson. She said, the only reason I have those photos up there, she said, because my husband is a well-known businessman and politician in this city. She said, and I can't afford to have my photo seen. I could believe that. Okay, cool. Let's see. She said, I have a business conference meeting on your side of town next week. She said, I'm going to get a room. She said, I'm going to give you the room number. She said, meet me at the room. We'll be good. So I get there. Yes, down in the lobby was the conference that she mentioned. Okay, cool. I go up in this highly expensive room. Yeah, okay, cool. Everything's checking out thus far. Bruh. She walked up in there. She ain't lie. She looked better than Janet Jackson in the That's the Way Love Goes video. She was that freaking fine. That's why I was like, I could see her married to a politician / multi-millionaire businessman. My name is Elmer J. Fudd, millionaire. I own a mansion and a yacht. I could see her married to Elmer J. Fudd. She was fine. Man, I beat the brakes off of that off and on for about 2 or 3 hours. After we get done, I'm like, why are you out here on the hunt for a boy toy? And she told me this. This is what the story's about. She told me this. She said, I had to find a new boy toy. I said, what are you talking about? She said, my last boy toy fell in love and was trying to convince me to leave my husband, which is not going to happen. I said, well, you got, she said this, she told me this. She said, this is an audition to see if you could be my new boy toy. She said, thus far, you've got an A grade. She say, now sexually, you cool. You got great sense of humor, cool. You look good, cool. You got the right height and everything that I need in a boy toy, cool. You wild and freaky, cool. She said, but I need to see if you got some sense in your head after a few weeks, or if you're gonna fall in love like my last boy toy did, and I'm gonna have to get rid of you. I say, baby, you got the wrong one. I say, I know how to be a whore. If I don't know how to do nothing else, sleep with whores and be a whore. I said, I ain't got no problem with that, baby. And she put your boy on a salary. I was on boy toy salary. Bullshit, you not. She was paying your boy well. That was my only one gigolo experience. Everybody else was getting it for free. She was like, I will pay for it. Just do not be expecting me to leave my husband. And dude, she was telling me all these sad stories about her husband and this and that and that. But at the end of the day, she was out there slinging it. And she wanted to sling it. I'm going to say that again. Some of y'all and some of us have been with women that they could come up with all the excuses in the world, but at the end of the day, they want to sling that coochie. And whatever excuse they can come up with their boyfriend or their husband, that's what it was. True story. What was that? In Indiana. I'd have been in so many states. I got to look around and imagine, what state was that? Indiana. She was fine. Oh, she was fine. I had to give it to her. She was fine. Okay, let me head back up to the brothers. To to the brotherhood. We were in Victory back in the States. Will said they only get one time. Timothy Bright in the building. Shout out to you, Tim. Timothy says this. He says, going back to the States, he said, oh, baby, baby, by Smokey. Yeah, for real. For real. Willow Thrill says, simply put, they cheat because she can. This is true. If a woman feels that she can't, she won't. But if she, without any repercussions. But if she feels that she can, without any repercussions, she will. Uriah in the building saying this. Salute to you, Andre. Salute to you, kind sir, as well. He says, salute to everybody in the chat. All right. They're on the countdown for the debate. They are on the countdown for the debate. Okay. My man Kid is in the building. Shout out to you, Andre, keeping it real. Level 9,000. Yes, sir. That's what I'm trying to do, man. Like I said on this channel, we talk as if the cameras are off, not like the cameras are on. Victory says this. Shout out to my man Vic once again. He said, after eating an excellent top-notch Cali food, he said, I'll stop by Denny's on my way home. I already know where you going with this. He said, I ordered, mac and cheese and brisket. He said the mac and cheese was Kraft. The brisket looked like Gravy Train. He said, man, I left. Yeah, you come to other countries and eat real food. Then you go back to the States and be like, man, what is this porridge they're feeding me? Cologne of the night, gentlemen. Cologne of the night is Serragamo. Man, I forgot how to pronounce my man's name. Salvario. Umo. That's the name of the cologne. I'm trying to pronounce the name correctly, and I've always knew how to pronounce his name correctly. So we've got the signature. This one is it doesn't have a top. You pull this off, and you think this is a top, right? This is not a top. That's the atomizer, and it is good. You see that? That is a really good atomizer. So it is a good smell for the night. And this one is it's clean. It's a blue Chanel clean, fresh out the shower clean. It is a really good sex scent. You know how I sit back and say certain scents you could go to sleep in because they're not too strong, or you can have sex in because they're not too strong. You know, once you start sweating, they don't project too far. This is what this is. This reminds me of a really good sex scent. It has an undertone of sweetness, but it's not sweet at all. It takes you a few minutes to sit back and kind of like think, is that a sweetness I smell? It has an undertone of a coffee scent, but is a very, very, that blue Chanel, who am I thinking about back here? Oh, it's in the same vein as Aqua di Gio. That's what I was thinking about. It's in the same vein as Aqua di Gio. Just that fresh out the shower. You can wear this year round. You can wear it at work. You can wear it in the gym. It doesn't project too much. It's like one of those 2 feet, like somebody's 2 feet away, you're good. You know, you got colognes that's like Baccarat 540, man. You go smell somebody down the street with some Baccarat on. Or some oud scents, certain oud scents. You can smell somebody 3 blocks away. Here is the flanker. Flankers are always the ones that are the sisters to the or the brother to the other cologne. This one is a sweet coffee scent. It is very good for, you know, that for, how can I put it? For those of you who like dating younger women, this is what this reminds me of. If you want something that a younger woman would like to smell on an older man, that's what this is. That's exactly what this is. It is very, it's just like the other one. You don't have you'll think that you take off a top, but you don't. And that atomizer is really good. That's a good one. And that coffee, oh man, that's good. That is a really good scent. If I had a choice Some guys would say the signature, because that's all around. You could wear this anywhere. Some guys would say the one that's more of a coffee scent. I forget the original title for this one here. But either way, these are less than, in the States, the bottles, $35. $35 for each one of these. Excellent colognes. So those are the colognes of the evening, gentlemen. $35. So you can pay $35 for this one. For all you, like I said, for all you guys that date younger women. And it's not kiddie. There's nothing kiddie about it. It's just a scent that I could tell that Andrea will enjoy smelling on me compared to maybe a 41-year-old woman. That's all it is. But this one is for anybody. And I hate that I forgot how to pronounce my man's name on there. Andre, get together. Shout out to you guys being here. Let's go to get started with the videos before they get started with the elections, because we're gonna. He said, I'll get you some Old Spice, Uriah. yeah. We're gonna look at the debates tonight as well, guys. We're gonna be looking at that. But that's why I said, let me turn this music down and let us get started on why women cheat. Why is she cheating on you again? Dang, she cheated one time, so why is she cheating again? Let's look at this.
Infidelity, men in very much infidelity on part of the woman.
Women cheat more than men?
Far more.
Come on.
Far more.
Come on.
Far from. And
I can't switch the fact that we are only attracted to 20% of men. Okay, I can't change that. I can't change the fact that half of women by 2030, this is 6 years away, half of women are going to be single and childless. This was a study done by bankers, not people that have a political agenda. So if you're married, women are going to be fighting for whoever you got. They're going to be, and the women already do that. Women want to be, I always say though, if we banned side chicks, if we made it illegal or something, the first people that would complain are women.
Just think about that. She said they made being a side chick illegal. The first people that would complain about side chicks being illegal are women. Women, she's absolutely correct when she said that 20% of women will go, most women will go after 20% of men. What does that mean? Women have no problem sharing by way of you cheating on your girl or your girl sharing another man. I'm going to say this again. One of the reasons women cheat because they have no problem with sharing. They have no problem with sharing, whether it's you the one that's being shared or another dude in your neighborhood, her coworker that smashed it. Take it from me. I was the work husband. Any of you work husbands out there can attest. You've either smashed, you've either came close to smashing, or you will smash. If you think that your girl is going into that air-conditioned office with that perfume on every day, smelling that good, she's got pictures of you and the kids in her cubicle, but she laughing at my jokes, she going on lunch break with me. When you call, I'm sitting right there. Sometimes when she just want to talk, guess who's sitting in the parking lot in the car with her? That's me. Now, guess how many of them at the job I'm the work husband? Work husband don't mean I only a husband to one. Please. Work husband is like you can have a harem of wives and girlfriends as a work husband. Man, I had work wives on every floor. We had 5 floors on one of the campuses, right? Just to test and just be a jerk. I ain't gonna lie, I was just being a jerk. I purposely see if I tried to get a work wife on every single floor, and I did it. I had a work wife on every floor. That extra sandwich she was packing, it wasn't for her. She didn't need 2 sandwiches. It was for me. When she said she going out with the girls during lunch break, she ain't going out with them on lunch break. She going on lunch break with me. We walking and we talking. There's a park right down the street from the campus. I've seen one of my work wives in the gym with you, and I ain't say nothing. Why? Because that's your time. When she get off work, she with her boyfriend, with her husband, and I could see her in the gym walking by with her booty all fat and everything. But guess who was beating her up in the ladies' room at work? Her work husband. I was knocking the chocolate off of that dark-skinned sister. Yeah. No, do not trust us work husbands, bruh. If y'all think work husband is a joke, see, y'all think work husband is like, it's something cute that people say. No, bruh, no, fuck no. Your woman is my woman for 10 hours a day. For 10 hours a day, soon as she walk her happy in there. Why? Just like this woman said, most women want that small pool of dudes. One of my work wives actually told me, she said, I knew that I was going to be, she said, Andre, I said, everybody wanted you. I asked her, I said, everybody wanted you, girl. I said, Lisa, why you give it up to me? You know what she said? She said, I wasn't going to give you the coochie. She said, until I was having sex with my husband one day, and I almost called out your name. She said, that's when I realized, I think I want to give Andre this coochie. I said, you lying. She said, Andre, you ain't never hit on me. You know, you was always good people. You was always like work husband. She said, but you never came at me like all these other dudes. She said, so I started fantasizing about you because you was the dude that, you know, the ladies wanted, but you wouldn't give them a chance like that. That's because I was too busy smashing women in other departments, right? Remember I said 5 floors. And so she said, she told me, she said, and then it was another time when I was scolding my son. She said, in your name, she said, Andre, your name almost slipped out my mouth while I'm cussing at my son. I said, you gonna get yourself killed, woman. Man, I beat that coochie up for about a good year. And the sad part, you know, I was living that cubicle life, but then I got a promotion. And they gave me an office. And inside my office was a waiting room. And I was the only one that had the key. So I had a key to the waiting room. And, you know, where the students and the parents could wait. And I had a key to my office. Man, lunch breaks, man, it was soundproof. Man, lunch breaks, she would come in during lunch breaks. You know how you beat a coochie up so bad you just feel sorry for the female that you beating that coochie up. You but man, dog, you just shake your head like, man, poor baby. Oh, and she was throwing it back. She was throwing it back. I was like, damn. I say, go ahead, girl. Go ahead, get that lunch. Guzzle that lunch. Guzzle your lunch, girl. Get your nourishment. Enjoy your. I was letting her drink all the morsels. All her nourishment she was drinking. And then when it's time to clock out, I didn't say nothing to her. I never called her, never texted her. Why? She going home to you. You the real husband. I'm the work husband. The reason why she don't talk to you no more is because she talked to me. She don't tell you her problems because she already told me. She ain't gonna tell 2 dudes in the same day her problems. So either she gonna tell me the problems or she gonna tell you the problems. But the more that she was telling me the problems, the less she was telling you. I'm telling y'all this how the work husband work. And y'all think I'm exaggerating. Andre just talking. Y'all know how I talk. Cameras off. And you know why you guys can relate to what I'm saying? Because some of you guys are work husbands too. And like I said, you either have smashed somebody at work, you either are going to smash somebody at work, or you have the potential to smash somebody at work, but you just don't know it yet. When she gives you that why you don't come get me face, yep. You're gonna be she's gonna be a problem. Yep. Preach. And I never saw it. You know, I would walk past Lisa, kid you not, walk past Lisa. Oh, Lisa, you look nice today, and keep it pushing. Why? I knew every dude in there wanted that chocolate thing. Lisa was, you know, them sisters that's like real dark chocolate, but their skin be so glistening and shiny, and they be having dimples and everything, like chocolate chick with dimples, with pretty eyes, looking good, ain't a weave in sight, but got long hair. Every dude wanted her so bad. I noticed her beauty, but I was like, man, please. And I knew her husband would call her every 15 minutes at her desk to make sure she was at her desk. Her husband would call her from the time that we would punch in. She had to call that time period that she punched in. When she got to her desk 2 minutes later, she had to call. When she went on lunch break, before she walked away from that desk, she had, true story, this dude thought he had that coochie on lock because she would call. Dude, your woman calling from my office. Work husbands ain't never had, come on, work husbands ain't never had a problem with her answering the phone. Man, you know how many times she be in the middle of sucking my neck and she just answer the phone while she's still down there sucking away? What you doing, baby? Ooh, having lunch. Okay, baby, I love you. I love you too. Ooh. Man, please. There is no, dude, if a woman gonna be faithful, it ain't nothing you can do about it. That's what she is. And a lot of women don't cheat because they just ain't built like that. That's just their thing. And I'm gonna tell you why a lot of women don't cheat. And I've heard plenty of women say this. I don't cheat, so when it's time to leave your ass, you ain't got no excuse to put this on me. I've heard plenty of women say that. I don't cheat on my man because when it's time to leave his ass, he can't sit back and say, but you did it too. I don't run the streets because when I leave his ass, he can't say, well, you ran the streets like I did too. So I know a lot of women that don't cheat because when it's time to leave your ass after you done fucked up year in, year out, you ain't got nothing to put on her. And that's how far ahead women think. They don't cheat, so when they leave you and they giving that coochie away, you can't say shit. I was faithful to you for 12 years. I'm about to throw this coochie around for 12 years. And you don't get that ain't none of your business who I'm dating. Yeah. Uriah says the more control a man gives, the more she rebels. That's how she was. That's how Lisa was. Kid you not. He thought he had her on 24-hour lockdown with that phone. He would call her. It would be so funny. She I forgot the line that she had. She would answer her desk phone and she would say, it was something like, I can't talk right now, but she had a fast way of saying like, and she would just ramble like real quick because she worked for financial aid department. So she might have students and parents in front of her. So she'd be like, I can't talk and hang up. So we all used to tease her about the fact that she would talk to her husband so fast because he would call like 1 hour every hour. Dude, this dude swore. He swore nobody was getting this. Man, please. Man, listen. Let's go back to the video, gentlemen. I see the election. I see the debate has started, but we're gonna also go to the debate in a few minutes anyway. Let's go back to the video.
There are women that go to NBA games trying to get men to cheat on their wives. This is, if you have a guy that other women like, that's just what it's going to be. And, you know, I didn't make that world. This was the fault of our grandmothers and great grandmothers. I didn't do it.
You will never understand how sneaky a girl is unless you're her side dude.
He just said you'll never understand how sneaky your girl is unless you the side dude. He's never lied. You will never understand how sneaky your woman can be, even including my woman. I don't know everything about my woman. You will never understand how sneaky a woman can be.
Why do you think women cheat more than men?
Because they're in denial about the infidelity. When they cheat, they don't even label it as that. If a woman starts cheating,
What do they label it as?
They label it as my husband's no longer satisfying me. They won't even say I'm cheating. They'll say my husband isn't satisfied. They find a way to redirect and shift the terminology so that they are void of guilt.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do we know women are cheating more than men? What is it like? Is this public knowledge? Is there surveys? Or are you just hearing this from the people you're coaching?
The people I'm coaching, because firstly, you'll know, it's simple signs that you'll know. Firstly, when the guy, I always say infidelity is a result of men not being masculine and women not being feminine. And what I mean by this is if a woman is cheating, it's because she has a man that accepts unacceptable because he is unwilling to walk away when his boundaries are broken.
Y'all heard that? Before we go to the next part, she said the two signs that she's picked up from all the people that she's counseled, all you men that's come to her, my wife cheating. She said these are two things that she's noticed. The man ain't masculine and the woman is not being feminine. The man is not being masculine, meaning that you don't have any boundaries, you don't have any stipulations, you don't have any standards, and you let her get away with mass murder. In other words, you ain't going no damn where. Lisa husband, I wasn't the first. You know why Lisa husband was like that? Because quite obviously, I wasn't the first dude to get that coochie while they was married. You know why Lisa husband was like that? The dude before me wasn't the first dude to get that coochie while they were married. That man was so traumatized, so mentally messed up in the head because he didn't have the balls to leave. Like I said in the last video, some of y'all ain't got the balls to file divorce on y'all wives or girlfriend or separate from your girlfriends, and she know it. That's why she throwing the coochie to dudes like me. You ain't going nowhere. You gonna cuss, fuss. Let's put it like this. You Negroes would try to fight me before you fight your bitch. I don't even know you exist, bruh. You just assume that I know that that's your wife or your girlfriend. So you jump out the car, artillery in hand. You got a samurai sword. You trying to take me out when the one that's playing you with the next dude and the next dude after that is her, because you too much of a punk to not go ahead and divorce her. That's what she's saying. Y'all ain't got no fucking balls. But the woman does. It takes balls to cheat on a man constantly, day in, day out, thinking that he ain't gonna do nothing. Think about how much stronger you are over your woman as a man. The average man is about 5 to 10 times stronger than his woman, than most women. The average man could rain down hell on most women, but you won't, because you know you a bitch and you ain't going nowhere. Oh, you gonna argue, you gonna fuss, you ain't gonna trust her for about a year or two. You gonna say we going to counseling, you gonna say all this, but at the end of the day, while you doing all that and taking her to church, it's a dude like me that met your wife at the church meeting, and now I'm fucking your wife too, just like the dude that was fucking your wife before. You know why? Because your bitch ass ain't going nowhere. That's what she's saying. Men when women say men are soft now, they're not as masculine as they used to be. In other words, women aren't saying men in the States aren't masculine in the sense of physical or size or strength. They're saying that mentally y'all let them get away with shit that at one point in time in human history, men would never let a woman get away with. Shout out to my man EMB in the building. Would never let a woman get away with. Women are now noticing y'all just let them get away with mass fucking murder. And I'm not talking about in the sense of you need to use an iron hand and rule. No, that's bitch move too, because you still ain't going nowhere. Some of y'all will whoop a woman's ass, but don't go nowhere. When the last time you saw ass whooping stop a woman from cheating? A woman will suck a nigga dick with a black eye looking like Petey the dog from the Little Rascals. High sign. I'll say that again. Your woman will suck the dog shit out of my dick back in the day with a fucking black eye looking like Petey the dog on the Little Rascals. High sign. Why? Because she knows that no matter what hands you put on her, your bitch ass ain't going nowhere. And so since she knows she married to a bitch, she going out there looking for a man. And any man such as myself will do. I'll say that again. I didn't have to buy your woman flower. I didn't bring flowers, cards, candy. I ain't take them out on no damn dates. All I came was a couple of jokes and some dick. Maybe I might buy some liquor when your woman come over to my crib. Liquor, some jokes, and some dick. That's all your woman ever got from me. And she could tell that if she fucked up them jokes, that sex, or maybe the liquor, drinking too much, she knew I had the balls to tell her, don't come to my house no more. Don't come to my house no more. I'm done with you. But Andre, no, get the fuck on. See, you ain't got no get the fuck on in your spirit. I'm serious. Cameras off. I told you I talk like cameras off. Cameras off. You ain't got no balls to tell your woman to get the fuck on with that shit. You want to cheat on me? And we got these kids? Here's what we gonna do. Anytime, Andrea already know my line. Andrea knows my line. Andrea will tell you what my line is. Andrea knows. When Andre says, here's what we gonna do. There is no more negotiation. Ain't gonna be no talking. When I was in the streets, I was like that. You know what, nigga, you owe me 3,000, man. But here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. All that talking, here's what we're gonna do. That back and forth banter and shit, here's what we're gonna do. Some of y'all ain't got none of that in y'all spirit, and your woman know it. And that's why this counselor is making her money. Because there's so many men that got money, got prestige, got fame, got the kids, got the notoriety, but you ain't got your bitch in check. But I do. I do. Let me put it like this. I even put even more. I was the boy toy to many a woman and the work husband to many a woman. Do you know how many females I was cool with that had work husbands or side boys or boy toys other than me? I was a whore that was cool with whores. I had no problem with my female friends. Dude, a lot of my female friends were in relationships and was a big, like I'll tell you guys, in the motorcycle club. Man, those my homegirls. I wasn't fucking them. Why? They had 6 dicks in waiting. Who am I to be dick number 7? So we was all just cool. I'm smashing they girls who married. They smashing other dudes. We was all cool. Kid you not, true stories. People doing wrong hang out with people that's doing wrong. We don't need y'all righteous asses around us when we doing crafty shit. Now I'm a good dude. I hang out with good people. But when I was crafty, I was hanging out with my female friends were all cute, sexy, successful women that was crafty than a motherfucker. Kid you not, true story, man. That's how it works. For all you guys that want to see behind the curtains of when a woman cheats, I'm your boy. I can tell you how that shit work. For real, for real. For real, for real. And I ain't got no reason to lie or pretend or make some stories and shit up, because half the stories I tell y'all, I don't look good in the end. Shit. It ain't like I be looking good in the end of the stories. Half my stories always Andre end up in some bullshit. So we're going to continue on with the video for about another. We're going to start watching the debate at 8:30, and then we're going to come back to, we're going to watch a little bit of the debate, not too much. And then we're going to come back to, why is your woman still cheating on you? We got a nice series of videos, but we're going to hear what this young lady has to say in regards to why she decided to cheat on her husband. Remember, women do not call it cheating. So she's not going to say that she was cheating. Women never say that. They never put themselves as the villain in the movie.
So why did you guys get a divorce?
Because I really wanted something different. It's very unfortunate because he was.
She said she really wanted something different.
The most loving, kind person. I had all the love and support that I could have ever wanted. But I think I went through a period wanting money. Like, I wanted to be with someone and be at a different level. And I saw him work all of the time. It's one thing to like work and work and work from like 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, day in, day out, and still have no resources. And for me to work, do the same, and just want a different life.
My bad, gentlemen. My bad. Andre doing too much.
To be with someone and be at a different level. And I saw him work all of the time. It's one thing to like work and work and work from like 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, day in, day out, and still have no resources. And for me to work, do the same, and just want a different life.
I was cheating on my partner, and he found out. And I begged him to forgive me, and he forgives me. Why would I stop cheating? Why? Because the one thing that is a big problem is him leaving me for good. But he has accepted me, and he has forgiven me. And now he knows that I'm capable of cheating. Why should I stop cheating? I can take a break, but I'm not going to stop.
You hear how she said that? She cheated. She got caught. She begged. He forgave. She kept cheating. And she right. She said, if I know that he ain't going nowhere, why should I stop? She said, yes, I'll take a break, but I'm not going to stop cheating. The other woman said, all I saw him do was working and being a good man. She said he was supportive, understanding. He worked sun up to sundown. This is a guy that's like a Jeff Bezos type of dude from the way that she described him. A dude that's like, eventually he's going to get his opportunity to come up. She just wasn't willing to wait for the come up. Some of you dudes out there are in the middle of building things, some great things for your life and for your kids. But guess what? The problem is not you. The problem is that the woman that you're with doesn't have the patience to wait for you to come up. Especially if you got you an attractive woman that men with money are constantly telling her, if you leave him, I'll do this. If you leave him, I'll do that. Can I give you guys a hint or a tip? The most that most of us dudes, whether they got money or position or prestige, will do for your wife when she leaves you, fuck her for about another year and throw her away. Why? Because if I can get her to leave you for me, I can get 15 more like her. If I can get your fine ass wife, that's one thing attractive women don't realize about the mind of a man. That's the one thing beautiful women never understand about men. If All it takes is one bad bitch to let us know that we can get bad bitches. See, as long as we ain't never had nobody, as long as we had cute women or, you know, she's nice looking, that's cool. But the moment that we start getting back-to-back bad bitches, we start to realize they all disposable. Every one of them. Put a 1 in the comment section if you've ever thrown away a bad bitch like she was a bag of Doritos. I put a 1 in the comment section, right? You know how many bad bitches I done threw away? Put a 1 in the comment section if you have discarded some of the most highly attractive women that you've ever had. How many of us are still with the baddest bitch that we ever been with? I'm gonna say this again. How many of us are still with the woman that got the best pussy and the most prettiest face and the biggest ass and the fattest breasts in the smallest waist that you ever been with? Is she gone? Did you get rid of that bitch? Thank you for the ones. Shout out to my Uncle Jeffrey in the building. And my man Dave and Pal in the building. Them bitches are disposable. I don't know why bad bitches think that because they fine, bitch, you fine for that moment. As soon as I see a flaw, I'm looking like a damn dog. Did I just see a flaw? You look at a bad chick, you be like, damn, she fine. As soon as she take them shoes off, damn. I can't be dealing with these feet for a lifetime. You need to go back to your husband. Or she got a bad attitude because she thinks she diva-ish. No, bitch. You know how many bitches like you I got rid of? And how come every time you get rid of a bad bitch, they flabbergasted that you got rid of? You want to throw this away? You don't want me? You want to get rid of all of this? You don't want to be with me? No, bitch, I'm done. It's like Corey Holcomb said, if I fucked you, you lost all your bargaining chips. If I fucked you, there is no negotiation. I already fucked you. But I'm beautiful. And? But I suck good dick. So does the next chick. Some of you dudes that come to Colombia and y'all be pedestalizing these Colombian women, y'all rabbit ass mind. Ain't no fucking way. You know why y'all do that? Because some of y'all, like I said, some of y'all ain't never had a real pretty pussy. And I mean a female that she's so pretty, her pussy even pretty. You ain't never spread a woman's legs open. You be like, God damn, her pussy pretty. You ain't never had a pretty pussy before. So you come to Colombia and some of y'all, or Brazil, or Colombia, or Thailand, or DR, and the first time you've ever had like a really gorgeous chick with the perfect body type that you always wish you could get, and she spread her legs, and even her motherfucking pay-for-play pussy is prettier than the face of the bitches that you had in your life in the United States. I'm gonna say that again. Out of all the women that you've had in your life in the United States, some of you dudes, she can spread her pussy and it look better than the face of the chick that you had in the United States. And you don't know how to fucking act, and so you put them bitches on pedestals in DR. But the Dominican dudes be looking at y'all like, are you fucking serious? Her? You want to marry her? Colombians be laughing at y'all. Y'all want to pay how much for that bitch? He pays me 200,000 pesos for this pussy. And Colombian dudes be looking at y'all like, I paid 15,000 pesos for that same bitch last week when she need food for the kids. You ain't never been in a position to where pretty pussy is disposable. I'm telling you, brother, do not get caught up on beauty. All them divas and I miss it and you're just, man, get the fuck out of here. Half the time, once they take all that cake up off, that war paint, that makeup off, once they take that cake up off, they don't even look like that no more. You get to see all the bumps and shit and the scratches that she got when she was a kid and all that shit. You get to see the Mary J. Blige spot on her goddamn scratch on her eyebrow and all that shit. She don't even look that good once she take that makeup off. Even in Colombia. Shout out to Gail. Listen, so y'all ain't gonna admit that when y'all go to Brazil, y'all smashing chick, and you tell me she looked that fine the next morning every time. She look as fine as she looked when you first met her. Stop it, man. I'm married to an attractive Colombiana, and I've been around attractive Colombianas. And bruh, once they put their hair up in the bun and that shit be to the side in the morning when they wake up, you be like, just a regular old chick. But after a few years, you like, I got a beautiful wife or a beautiful girlfriend, but you be like, it's a regular woman. Then they get dressed up and they remind you of who the fuck you married. You like, damn, that's who my wife is? Damn. But when you in the morning, and y'all be pedestalizing these women. Man, y'all rabbit ass mind. Let's go to this video. Stop doing that, fellas. We're better than that. We're going to go to the debate.
With a good woman with good morals, and she doesn't want that man. She's like, I don't want a weak...
She'll leave.
She'll leave. She'll replace him with somebody who has boundaries that suit her morals. But a woman...
But she won't cheat because she'll have the values of like, this isn't working, it's sad.
No, I don't want somebody
but I'm not going to cheat
weak.
while I'm with you.
No desire to cheat. She's not a sexual being. Yeah, and so she's looking for somebody who can lead a household. But the woman who is planning to come home late all the time and planning to go on a bunch of holidays and planning to keep in touch with her ex and planning to post a bunch of provocative pictures online, he's perfect. He's perfect because he'll maybe pay for everything. He'll maybe sort the house out, maybe give her the kids. He's perfect. So that agreeable...
And she can keep getting the validation from all these other men in
whoever
certain
she
ways.
wants. And he'll say, oh, babe, I don't really like that bikini picture. And she'll say, stop oppressing me. And that will be the end of the conversation.
Do you know what I've noticed about women's fantasies, like when it comes to romance? Their ideal sense of romance is literally just cheating.
You know, the funny thing is, I didn't think this was true. I was like, man, he's just cherry picking examples. And then I did some research and he is 100% correct. Like, think about all the most popular romance movies ever. Sleepless in Seattle, cheating. You've Got Mail, cheating. Cheating, 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 and some underage bullshit. International cheating. Oh my God, so much cheating. Cheating, but with good music. Cheating, but with comedy. Rich people cheating. Cheating down under. Old people cheating. And cheating plus music. Like, it is undeniably true. Every fucking successful romantic movie in like the last 4 decades has just had cheating. That's the women's fantasy. They get with a man, the movie convinces you that man is not good, and then they fucking cheat on him. They cheat on him with the hero of the story. And they're not even subtle about it. The movie is just like, hey, you're with this guy, go cheat on him so we can have a love story. And women are just like, oh my God, isn't it so romantic? No, you know what would have been romantic? Leaving the guy you're with and then dating the hero. Ladies, what the fuck?
Absolutely correct. It's not like they're lying. And like she said a moment ago, before she gets back into it, like I said, in about 1 minute, we're going to go to the debate and then we're going to come back. So we want to hear the presidential debate. But like the one woman just said, women are not necessarily wired sexual beings. But if you give them the opportunity, they're going to take it. Like she said the one dude, the one woman would leave her husband for a man with boundaries. Let's put it like this. I know women that will leave or cheating their husband or leave their husband for a broke ass thug. For Jody Sport Coat. You know why? Thugs don't give a fuck. Let's be real. Thugs broke, or the few dollars they got comes from the streets, and they could give less than a damn if your woman stay or if she go. I can replace her ass, and she know it. That's the one thing I can give dudes from the streets, urban dudes, whether it be black or white, doesn't matter what, they don't give a fuck. They'll treat a woman like I can replace your ass, bitch. Get the fuck up out of here. Now you down with me or what? Your wife will go back to your... What was the movie that came out a few years ago? It was a few movies that came out. It was like Fatal Attraction, but then they came up with the second one with a dude with the Fatal Attraction. He was like the artist, and she was the wife, and she had fell in love with this a struggling artist. You come to find out that he was a crazy motherfucker. It was like the female version of Fatal Attraction, because Fatal Attraction was so successful, they came out with another one. And it was the dude that was crazy this go around. I forgot that movie. A woman will sit up there because you don't have any boundaries, because you're so busy focusing on making money and you're so busy being a super dad that you ain't got no boundaries. Oh, ask Andre, do I have boundaries? Do I have boundaries in this house? But ask me, does Andre got boundaries? Correct. One of the things that attracted me to Andre is because Andre had morals. Oh, you got morals, girl? You got some standards? Oh, shit, let me keep you around. You got morals and standards. Most women I get ain't got no damn morals, no standards. I can fuck them and their best friend. You got morals? Oh, shit. Let me find out who you are. What's your last name? Shout out to my man Tevin in the building. Shout out to Tevin with the super sticker. Kofa's in the building as well. He said this shit. He say this shit gets folks smoked. Yeah. You know who gonna get smoked? Usually it's the side dude. Dudes want to shoot at me, but you won't aim that gun at that bitch that's cheating on you because of you. A lot of you dudes get cheated on not because your woman caught you cheating. That's like a Colombian thing. Colombian women only cheat when they revenge cheat. They're like very famous for revenge cheat. Like if you're a good dude, they really ain't gonna go out there and cheat on you, but they will revenge cheat on your ass in a New York minute. Now, I'm not talking about pay for play chicks or party girl chicks that see a foreigner and hustle us for some money and then take it back to their boyfriend. They working together. But I'm talking about just average, everyday Colombians that don't deal with tourists. The average Colombian woman, I've interviewed several Colombian women, and they will tell you Colombian men cheat far more than Colombian women cheat because they're like, that's not our thing. Men look at it as like a badge of honor to have a bunch of women. She say, we don't look at it as a badge of honor to have a bunch of men. She say, but the ladies that I spoke to, all of them said this: we do revenge cheat. If you cheat on us, eventually your ass gonna get cheated on. Now that's one thing they did say. But if you out there doing the right thing, they really ain't gonna cheat on you like that. They not set up like that. Now, like I said, there are some women that don't fit the norm and they're gonna cheat no matter what country they're from. But just in general, shout out to my man GJ in the building. He said, why are all the men not leading and treating women like they're supposed to be leaders? That's the problem in the States. That's y'all. I can't answer that one. That's y'all. Like the counselor just said, she just said the two reasons why men and women cheat, why women cheat, is because the men are no longer masculine and the women are no longer feminine. The women feel like they can get away with shit like they're a man, and the men let them. How do we let them? We beat their ass. That don't mean nothing. We control them. We call them every day. She can't go nowhere without me tracking her. And you could track your woman's phone to her desk. I'm fucking her in the ladies' room. You know how much ladies' room pussy I done got in my life? From female coworkers who left her phone locked in her desk. But y'all want me to lie to you? That's why I say, guys that want to sit back and you stand in the States, that's what this topic is about. If you're staying in the state, there are certain things that you should expect to take place in the states. And women cheating more than men is now the new in thing. So that's my man at my everyday POV life. He said that's correct, Andre. WNBA rookie star Angie Sky, I hope I pronounced that correctly, is dating a big gang leader. Everyone is flipping out about it in Chicago. And she ain't gonna stop dating him. Why? Because that gang leader has standards. He has standards that other men would have saw her and said, oh my God, look at the sexy WNBA player. I can't believe I got me a 6'6" footer. Oh my God, she's a queen. She's so wonderful. She's the black Nubian. She's the black queen. And you let her run all over you. But that gang leader, bitch, who told you can go to the club? Here's what we're gonna do. Anybody with me, don't run the clubs like that. You can hit the clubs twice a month, that's it. But me and my girls, here's what we're gonna do. You either go out to the club twice a month with your girls and hang out, have a good time, baby. If you ain't got no money, I give you money. But at the end of the day, if you think that you're gonna be running out to the clubs every weekend with your little girlfriends, that ain't gonna happen, boo-boo. That's not gonna happen. So either we're gonna be together and we're gonna do this thing right, or you get the fuck on. And you better believe whatever he said. Now I bet you if she at the club only twice a month now. And I'm just paraphrasing, but my point is, you dudes that ain't got no standards because this bitch so pretty or because she curled your toes. Y'all, that's why it's so easy to take a motherfucker wife and fuck the dog. Wives are so easy to fuck. You think, I tell you the groups who are easiest: church girls, wives, and everybody else kind of like filters. Party girls ain't easy to fuck them to somebody's wife. Party girls ain't easy. You think one night stand chicks will be easy? A fucking wife? Cause she like the mystery, the thrill of it. It's a thrill. I got a secret life, a secret boyfriend. The thrill. Let's go back to the video. Then we're gonna go to the election. I mean, to the debate, because I want to hear what Trump and Biden are talking about with their old asses. Pawpaw Trump and Pawpaw Biden.
And that she'll carry on doing what she wants. And he'll say, oh, you're going to come home today? I'll come home when I want. And that's what he'll say, okay. And because she recognizes he doesn't have the willingness to walk away, when the man isn't masculine, his days are numbered. His days, and good women filter themselves off away from men that are too agreeable. Now, when women get cheated on, again, it's a lack of femininity. And what I mean by that is, honestly, what I've noticed with married men that cheat, it's not that they love somebody else so much or they found someone more beautiful. They simply have a wife that is no longer catering to their needs in any way, shape, or form. So,
what type of needs? Their sexual needs, their intimacy needs, their supportive needs?
All kinds of needs. So what I mean by that, it could be as simple as there's a coffee ready because you're going to work. Or it could be as deep as, I haven't slept with you in 6 months. It's his needs no longer matter. And it's really difficult. I understand when you have kids and stuff like that, it becomes difficult.
Is it when he feels his needs don't matter, or he's communicating what he wants and she's not willing to provide that?
He's saying it.
He's saying it and she's just like, I don't have time for this, or she's busy or whatever.
He's often saying it, but she's also not predicting his needs. And that's part of femininity. Part of femininity is, I know he's coming home, let me just warm up a bit of food. Or I know that he's got work at an early start, let me just iron that shirt quickly because he's going to make a mess if he does it. You know, it's part of femininity. Men usually...
Before she goes any further, she 100% correct. She said, it's not just about you telling your woman your needs. You know, baby, we ain't been together for a couple weeks. I got needs. It's not just about you, the woman not fulfilling your needs. I love what she said. She said, if you know that your woman's on your side, your woman should already be able to predict your needs. He gets home from work at a certain time. His meal should be ready. Me and Andrea were talking today. Andrea started running down all the things that she does for me. Because she was telling me, well, you know, tax season for you is September 2nd. She said, my tax day starts a week later. So your tax day to start filing for October is September 2nd. She said, I'm your accountant. I'm your nurse. I'm your cook. I'm your lover. I'm your friend. She went down this line, dude. By the time she got to like 15 things, she already knows that I appreciate her and love her for all the things that she does. But she was right. What's my point? In everything all the things that she was running down, she does those things by way of prediction. As the cook, she predicts when I'm hungry, when I'm going to wake up, when I'm going to, if I haven't eaten at this particular time period, I'm just going to be hungry right. She predicts that. When it comes to intimacy, I know my husband, so let's do this at this particular point, let's do this particular thing. I know how my husband lied. She predicts it. When it comes to me, like Andrea takes my blood pressure every day. Every single day. And she takes a photo of it because the doctor says, okay, let's, high blood pressure runs in Andre's family. He's been doing really good with the high blood pressure. Let's see if we can take his medication and tone it down, or do we need to boost it? Every day, Andre's like, Andre, I need to take your blood pressure at this time period. Did you take your blood every day? Did you take your blood pressure medication today? Every single day. When a woman cares about you, she not only hears you out, but she can predict you. Me and Andrea are so much in sync as far as prediction. Bruh, it's gotta be in the time period that we've been married. This happened to us at least 50 times. At least 50 times. At least 10 times since we've lived in this apartment for only a month. Andrea be in her studio. She's got all her clothes in there and the closet and all that stuff in her studio getting dressed. I don't see Andrea. My shower and everything is right here. And I come in here in this area and the closet is right here and I'm getting dressed. We ain't seen each other. We both walk out either with the same color on, the same style of clothing on, whether it be casual or whether it be formal. We're so in sync with predicting each other. So I'm not being braggadocious, but she's absolutely correct. A woman that cares about you, she's going to not only hear what you have to say, make adjustments, but a woman that really cares about you, you ain't got to say shit because she can make predictions because she's been with you so long and she cares so much about you. Andrea I'm going to say something to y'all. She almost had me feeling bad when she started running down the list of all the stuff that she does. I do this, I do that, I do. If you know how long I stand in lines for you, and she wasn't saying the sassy way, we were joking, but it's just amazing how many things that this woman does on behalf of your boy, so I can take care of all the other things on behalf of the family as well. Shout out to you guys. He said, my man DJ says, he said, that's cool to see each other at the same time and living with each other. Oh yeah. Yeah, when you've been married, this be our 5th year. You start to predict certain things, I guess. Shout out to my man Grow Talk. He said, leave, gents. Just leave the States. Just don't waste time. Just leave. My man Jay Anderson of the great of the Anderson family. He says, fellas, it is not yours. It is your turn. And a lot of dudes do that. They think that is theirs when it's just their turn. Let's finish off what she was saying, and then we're going to go to the debates because I want to hear what the debates are saying.
When they cheat, they start to feel a bit of guilt, so they're nicer to their wife. They're a bit nicer. They might buy her something. They might be a bit more grateful. Like, you're a ride or die. Like, poor girl. If she knew what I was doing, let me be nice to her. Women, what they want to do to get rid of that dissonance of what they're actually engaging in is they start putting their husband down. They start thinking, my husband's such an idiot. He's so dumb. So what happens is by putting him down, they feel less guilty about going somewhere else. They justify it in their brain. The treatment is different. The guilt is greater when a man is cheating on a woman.
This is why women always cheat on good men. Guys, Sometimes women cheat on good men because that's not who they want. Women want a strong bad boy that has some kind of emotional intelligence. She doesn't want the nice guy that buys her flowers. She doesn't want the guy that puts her on a pedestal. No matter how much she says so, she wants a man that she has to chase. Bad boys, she has to chase. Bad boys, she has to earn his validation. What they say they want and what they're hardwired to want are two different things. Yes, they want you to shower them with attention and flowers and so and so, but that actually turns them off and they don't even know why, because it's not a sign of strength. A sign of strength is a man who doesn't just give a woman his attention and validation so easily. And as much as women want to deny that, they're more attracted to that man that makes them earn it.
Absolutely correct.
So
before we go any further, shout out to you guys. We're going to go to shout out to Big Pitt in the building and my man Ransom in the building. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted, DJ. I can still hear myself. He said Andre says some guys really don't want a woman like him. He said, bruh, you just don't know. That's why some of us are on monk mode. Shout out to you on monk mode. And would do right if we found one like her. Some of us. Yeah, that's true, brother. Okay, thanks, Uriah. Thanks, D-Date, and thanks, Uriah. Yeah, man. Yeah. We just sit because I'm gonna tell you guys something, a little secret. A lot of mistakes that I made in my first marriage, I don't do in this marriage. Like at this marriage, when Andre and I are eating at the dinner table, there are no cell phones. That's on purpose. On purpose. We do not have a television in the bedroom. On purpose. In that bedroom, I'm her entertainment. She's my entertainment. She's my confidant. I'm her confidant. I make her laugh and giggle and all the other things. She's my prayer partner. I'm her prayer partner. I'm the one that if we're sitting back, we're just gossiping about something. We are our own entertainment, whether it be intimacy or whether it be spiritually or whether we're having a business meeting. All that takes place in the bedroom. So therefore, the mistake that I learned from the first marriage, one of them, just one, do not have a television in the bedroom as a couple. That is the biggest. If I could give any advice to any couple, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Do not have a television in the bedroom. You take that motherfucker in the living room, in the kids' room, on the deck, in the garage, in the basement. I don't give a damn what, but in that room where you and your special person is, bruh, take it out and watch where your marriage or your relationship go with that woman. It'll take off because it's you two now. All the time that y'all were using, not talking, not conversing, not laughing with each other, not just relax. Sometimes you need a television out your room just to take your ass to sleep together. I'm telling y'all, man, do not have that. Hey, sexy boo. Have that television in that bedroom. That is probably one of the biggest blessings that Andre and I have had. And try to keep the cell phones. As soon as you pick up that fork, put down that cell phone. I don't care if the cell phone is right by you. As soon as Andre and I pick up the fork, 9 times out of 10, not every blue moon, we might have a cell phone. But for the most part, when we're eating, as soon as that fork is picked up, cell phones are distracted. It's as if they're not even sitting there. Because this is the way that we communicate. And I'm telling you, man. Big Pitt said, I broke up with a girl because she nagged me about not having a TV in my room. And the most beautiful part of that statement was, I broke up with a girl. That's a man of standards. You crying about a television? Here's what we're going to do. It's over. What? You will leave me about a television? It's not about the television. It's about you not listening to what I'm saying about not having a television in the room, how important that is to our relationship. And since you don't want to listen to me when it comes to us being a leader, and I'm telling you as a leader, we're not going to have a television in the room. If I can't lead you when it comes to a television, what makes you think I believe that you're going to allow me to lead you in other areas of life? That's why I'm breaking up with you, because you don't want a leader. You don't want a protector. All right.
I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay.
All right. Before we go back to that video, we're going to go to the debates, guys. We're going to come back to the video, but we're going to go to the presidential debates. I got it popped up. Let's add it to the screen. Let me add the audio.
People occupying his own vice president. Look, there's a reason why 40 of his 44 top cabinet officers refused to endorse him this time. His vice president hasn't endorsed him this time. So why? Why? They know him well. They serve with him. Why are they not endorsing him?
Thank you, President Biden. We're going to be right back with more from the CNN presidential debate.
We would come on the commercial. But while they're doing a commercial, we could go ahead and watch the next part of our video.
Movement say to that? I'm just curious.
They would argue that he's not a baby. That's what they would say. Men are not babies. But here's the reality. They are. In a lot of ways, they are. In a lot of ways, they really are.
I can be a baby sometimes, but
you know what it is? It's something about, I don't understand this myself, but there's something about they could be hungry or whatever it is, but when their wife makes them a meal, it tastes totally different to whatever you could order or whatever they could order themselves. Or when their wife,
there's a love to it. There's a support behind it.
Being seen. Yeah. It's being seen in a way that nobody else sees them. There's something about, like, of course you can make your own coffee in the morning, but there's something about your wife just putting it there without you asking for it that just makes you feel seen. Now,
bruh, let me pause for a sec. She has never lied. Since I have been in Colombia, I have been trying my best to make a good cup of coffee.
This is soap.
Oh, that's soap? Okay.
This is in the fridge.
I don't know if I didn't know what. So as soon as I saw Coco, I saw Coco. I just talking about my Spanish. She went to the grocery store earlier. And so I'm taking the stuff out the grocery bag and just putting it away. And so I heard her in there laughing just a second ago. And she comes in here with the item in her hand, like, why did you put this in the refrigerator? See, this is why you need to learn Spanish. This is soap. This is not a food. It's soap, Andre, like dishwashing liquid soap. And so, oh, my bad. My bad. But I've been trying to make coffee, man, in Colombia for all these years, bruh. But when Andrea makes it, it's always perfect. Always perfect. And sometimes I get frustrated, like, what am I doing wrong? But I guess because it's the person who's making it for you, just makes it oh so much better other than yourself. You ever had a bag of potato chips and you ever ate some chips of your own and they were good, but then whenever your girl offered you some of her chips, I don't know what it is, but her chips taste better than your potato chips? It's just something about it. I don't know what it is. So she's absolutely correct, especially when she does it when you don't even think about it. Hey, Vic, don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Andrea just laughed at me. She said she'll post a video about it in the WhatsApp group, Vic. Hey. Oh, that's funny. Hey, I saw the coconut on the label, so I'm thinking like, okay, this is coconut, something going in the fridge. I didn't know it was coconut dishwasher liquid. My bad. Yeah, I barely understand what Biden is saying too. I'm waiting for them to come back from the commercial, but let's continue on.
What I notice is when women forget to do that, they create they set the tone for a man to now go towards escorts. And I'll tell you why. Because they're always creating a transactional relationship. They're making him feel like an ATM anyway.
He's like, I'm not getting my needs met.
I'm paying for everything.
And I'm being disrespected maybe, or whatever.
I'm an ATM.
Interesting.
I'm already an ATM.
Whether that's okay or not to think that way, that's just the interpretation.
That's the way he sees it.
I can't leave you. Calm down first. I can't. Calm down first. Say what you got. Calm down first. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to lay the foundation for you guys. In this scene right here, oh, the debate is back? Okay, cool. Let me refresh that, guys.
Unemployment is the lowest level it's been in a long, long time. Number three, we're providing housing for Black Americans and dealing with the segregation that exists among these corporations that collude to keep people out of their houses. And in addition to that, we find that the impact on the choice that Black families have to make relative to childcare is incredibly difficult. When we did the first major piece of legislation in the past, I was able to reduce Black childcare costs. I cut them in half. We got to make sure we provide for childcare costs. We got to make sure, because when you provide those childcare protections, you increase economic growth because more people can be in the job market. So there's more to be done, considerably more to be done. But we've done a great deal so far, and I'm not letting up, and they know it.
You have 49 seconds left. What do you say to Black voters who are disappointed with the progress so far?
I say I don't blame them for being disappointed. Inflation is still hurting them badly. For example, I provided for the idea that any Black family, first-time home buyer, should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy their first home so they can get started. I made sure that we're in a situation where all those Black families and those Black individuals who provided had to take out student loans that were ballooning, that if they were engaged in nursing, doctor, and anything having to do with volunteerism, if they paid their bills for 10 years on their student debt, all the rest is forgiven after 10 years. Millions have benefited from that. And we're going to do a whole lot more for Black families.
Thank you, President Trump.
And he caused the inflation. He's blaming inflation, and he's right. It's been very bad. He caused the inflation, and it's killing Black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. It's killing people. They can't buy groceries anymore. They can't. You look at the cost of food where it's doubled and tripled and quadrupled. They can't live. They're not living anymore. He caused this inflation. I gave him a country with essentially no inflation. It was perfect. It was so good. All he had to do is leave it alone. He destroyed it with his Green New scam and all this money that's being thrown out the window. He caused inflation. As sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the Black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking Black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking Black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Thank you. President Biden?
There was no inflation when I became president. You know why? The economy was flat on its back. 15% unemployment. He decimated the economy, absolutely decimated the economy. That's why there was no inflation at the time. There were no jobs. We provided thousands of millions of jobs for individuals who are in all communities, including minority communities. We made sure that they have health insurance. We have covered, if the ACA has increased, I made sure that they're $8,000 per person in a family to get written off for health care. But this guy wants to eliminate that. They tried 50 times. He wants to get rid of the ACA again, and they're going to try again if they win. You find ourselves in a position where the idea that we're not doing any, we put more police on the street than any administration has. He wants to cut the cops. We're providing for equity and making sure people have a shot to make it. There's a lot going on, but in inflation, he caused it by his tremendous malfeasance in the way he handled the pandemic.
Thank you. Another persistent challenge is the climate crisis. 2023 was the hottest year in recorded history, and communities across the country are confronting the devastating effects of extreme heat, intensifying wildfires, stronger hurricanes, and rising sea levels. Former President Trump, you've vowed to end your opponent's climate initiatives, but will you take any action as president to slow the climate crisis?
Well, let me just go back to what he said about the police, how close the police are to him. Almost every police group in the nation from every state is supporting Donald J. Trump. Almost every police group. And what he's done to the black population is horrible, including the fact that for 10 years he called them super predators. We can't, in the 1990s, we can't forget that. Super predators was his name, and he called it to them for 10, and they've taken great offense at it, and now they see it happening. But when they see what I did for criminal justice reform and for the historically black colleges and universities, where I funded them and got them all funded, and the opportunity zones with Tim, as you know, Tim Scott was incredible. He did a great job. Great senator from South Carolina. He came to me with the idea, and it was a great idea. It's one of the most successful economic development acts ever in the country, opportunity zones. And the biggest beneficiary are blacks. And that's why we have the best numbers with them in maybe ever. They're saying ever. I read this morning where ever, the best numbers. He's lost much of the black population because he's done a horrible job for black people. He's also done a horrible job for Hispanics. But wait till you see these millions of people pouring into our country, and they're going to take the jobs, and it's already started, and you haven't seen anything yet. It's a disaster.
You've 38 seconds left. President Trump, will you take any action as president to slow the climate crisis?
So I want absolutely immaculate clean water, and I want absolutely clean air, and we had it. We had H2O. We had the best numbers ever, and we were using all forms of energy, all forms, everything. And yet, during my 4 years, I had the best environmental numbers ever. And my top environmental people gave me that statistic just before I walked on the stage, actually.
I don't know where the hell he's been. The idea that anything he said is true. I've passed the most extensive climate change legislation in history. We find ourselves, and by the way, black colleges, I came up with $15 billion for HBCUs, historic black universities and colleges, because they don't have the kind of contributors that they have to build these laboratories and the like. Any black student is capable in college of doing any white student can do. They just don't have the money, but now they'll be able to get those jobs in high tech. We're in a situation where the idea that he is claiming to have done something that had the cleanest water. He hadn't done a damn thing for the environment. He pulled out of the Paris Peace Accord, Climate Accord. I immediately joined it because if we reach 1.5 degrees Celsius at any one point, there's no way back. The only existential threat to humanity is climate change. And he didn't do a damn thing about it. He wants to undo all that I've done.
The Paris Accord was going to cost us $1 trillion. And China nothing, and Russia nothing, and India nothing. It was a ripoff of the United States. And I ended it because I didn't want to waste that money because they treat us horribly. We were the only ones. It was costing us money. Nobody else was paying into it. And it was a disaster. But everything that he said just now, I'll give you an example. I heard him say before insulin. I'm the one that got the insulin down for the seniors. I took care of the seniors. What he's doing is destroying all of our medical programs because the migrants coming in, they want everybody. And look, I have the biggest heart on the stage. I guarantee you that. And I want to take care of people. But we're destroying our country. They're taking over our schools, our hospitals, and they're going to be taking over Social Security. He is destroying Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
The idea is that we, in fact, we were the only ones of consequence who were not members of the Paris Accord. How can we do anything if we're not able to, the United States can't get its under control? One of the largest polluters in the world, number one. We're making significant progress. By 2035, we will have cut pollution in half. We have made significant progress, and we're continuing to make progress. We set up a climate corps for thousands of young people to learn how to deal with climate, just like the Peace Corps. And we're going to we're moving in directions that are going to significantly change the elements of cause of pollution. But the idea that he claims that he has the biggest heart up here and he's really concerned about pollution and about climate, I've not seen any indication of that. And by the way, with regard to prescription drugs, one company agreed that they would reduce the price to $35, which I was calling for, one, voluntarily. I made sure every company in the world, every pharmaceutical company, cannot have to pay.
Thank you.
And by the way,
so every day, millions of Americans struggle just to make ends meet. For many older Americans, Social Security provides a critical lifeline. President Biden, if nothing is done to Social Security, seniors will see their benefits cut in just over 10 years. Will you name tonight one specific step that you're willing to take to keep Social Security solvent?
yes, make the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share. Right now, everybody making under $170,000 pays 6% of their income, of their paycheck, every single time they get a paycheck from the time the first one they get when they're 18 years old. The idea that they're going to, I'm proposing that everybody, they pay, the millionaires pay 1%. So no one I would not raise the cost of Social Security for anybody under $400,000. After that, I began to make the wealthy begin to pay their fair share by increasing from 1% beyond to be able to guarantee the program for life.
So you still have 82 seconds left. Are there any other measures that you think that would be able to help keep Social Security solvent, or is that one enough?
Well, no, that one enough will keep it solvent. But the biggest thing I'll do if we defeat this man, because he wants to get rid of Social Security. He thinks there's plenty to cut in Social Security. He's wanted to cut Social Security and Medicare both times. And that's what. And if you look at the program put forward by the House Republican caucus that I believe supports, is in fact want to cut it as well. The idea that we don't need to protect our seniors is ridiculous. And by the way, the American public has greater health care coverage today than ever before. And on the ACA, as I said, you're in a circumstance where 400,000 people, 40 million people would not have insurance because they have a pre-existing condition. Only thing that allows them to have that insurance is the fact that they, in fact, are part of the ACA. And by the way, the other thing is we're in a situation where we talk about education for Black communities. I've raised the amount of money for Pell Grants by another $8,000. So anybody making under $70,000 a year is going to be able to get $15,000 toward their tuition. He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
So I've dealt with politicians all my life. I've been on this side of the equation for the last 8 years. I've never seen anybody lie like this guy. He lies. I've never seen it. He could look you in the face. About so many other things too. And we mentioned the laptop. We mentioned Russia, Ukraine. Everything he does is a lie. It's misinformation and disinformation. The losers and suckers story that he made up is a total lie on the military. It's a disgrace. But Social Security, he's destroying it because millions of people are pouring into our country and they're putting them onto Social Security. They're putting them onto Medicare, Medicaid. They're putting them in our hospitals. They're taking the place of our citizens. What they're doing to the VA, to our veterans, is unbelievable. Our veterans are living in the street, and these people are living in luxury hotels. He doesn't know what he's doing, and it's really coming back. I've never seen such anger in our country before.
President Biden?
The idea that veterans are not being taken care of, I told you before. And by the way, when I said suckers and losers, he acknowledged after that he fired that general. That general got fired because he's the one that acknowledged that that's what he said. He was the one standing with Trump when he said it, number one. Number two, the idea that we're going to be in a situation where all these millions and millions, the way he talks about it, illegal aliens are coming into the country and taking away our jobs. There's a reason why we have the fastest growing economy in the world, the reason why we have the most successful economy in the world. We're doing better than any other nation in the world. And by the way, those 15 Nobel laureates he talked about being phony, those 15 Nobel laureates, economists, they all said that if Trump is reelected, we're likely to have a recession and inflation is going to increasingly go up. And by the way, worst president in history, 159 presidential scholars voted him the worst president in the history of the United States of America.
President Biden, thank you so much. Let's turn to the cost of child care, which many American families struggle to afford. President Trump, both you and President Biden have tried to address this issue, but the average cost of child care in this country has risen to more than $11,000 a year per child. For many families, the cost of child care for 2 children is more than their rent. In your second term, what would you do to make child care more affordable?
Just to go back, the general got fired because he was no good. And if he said that, that's why he made it up. But we have 19 people that said I didn't say it, and they're very highly respected, much more so than him. The other thing is, he doesn't fire people. He never fired people. I've never seen him fire anybody. I did fire a lot. I fired Comey because he was no good. I fired a lot of the top people at the FBI, drained the swamp. They were no good. Not easy to fire people. You'd pay a price for it, but they were no good. I inherited these people. I didn't put them there. I didn't put Comey there. He was no good. I fired him. This guy hasn't fired anybody. He never fires. He should have fired every military man that was involved with that the Afghanistan horror show, the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. He didn't fire. Did you fire anybody? Did you fire anybody that's on the border that's allowed us to have the worst border in the history of the world? Did anybody get fired for allowing 18 million people, many from prisons, many from mental institutions? Did you fire anybody that allowed our country to be destroyed? Joe, our country is being destroyed as you and I sit up here and waste a lot of time on this debate. This shouldn't be a debate. He is the worst president. He just said about me because I said it. But look, he's the worst president in the history of our country. He's destroyed our country. Now, all of a sudden, he's trying to get a little tough on the border. He came out with a nothing deal, and it reduced it a little bit, like this much. It's insignificant. He wants open borders. He wants our country to either be destroyed or he wants to pick up those people as voters. And I don't think we just can't let it happen. If he wins this election, our country doesn't have a chance, not even a chance, of coming out of this rut. We probably won't have a country left anymore. That's how bad it is. He is the worst in history by far.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden?
We are the most admired country in the world. We're the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity. We have the finest military in the history of the world, the finest in the history of the world. No one thinks we're weak. No one wants to screw around with us. Nobody, number one. Number two, the idea that we're talking about worst presidents. I wasn't joking. Look it up or go online. 159 or 58, don't hold me the exact number, presidential historians, they've had meetings and they voted who's the worst president in American history. One through best to worst. They said he was the worst in all of American history. That's a fact. That's not conjecture. He can argue they're wrong, but that's what they voted. The idea that he is doing anything to deal with child care, he did virtually nothing to child care. We should significantly increase the child care tax credit. We should significantly increase the availability of women and men or single parents to be able to go back to work. And we should encourage businesses to have.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, the question was about what would you do to make child care more affordable, if you want to take your minute.
Just so you understand, we have polling, we have other things that they rate him the worst because what he's done is so bad. And they rate me, I'll show you, I will show you. And they rate me one of the best, okay? And if I'm given another 4 years, I will be the best. I think I'll be the best. Nobody's ever created an economy like us. Nobody ever cut taxes like us. He's the only one I know. He wants to raise your taxes by 4 times. He wants to raise everybody's taxes by 4 times. He wants the Trump tax cuts to expire. So everybody, including the two of you, are going to pay 4 to 5 times. Nobody ever heard of this before. All my life, I'd grow up and I'd see politicians talking about cutting taxes. When we cut taxes, as I said, we did more business. Apple and all these companies, they were bringing money back into our country. The worst president in history by far, and everybody knows it.
President Biden?
Look, the fact of the matter is that he's dead wrong about, he's increased the tariff, he will increase the taxes on middle-class people. I said I'd never raise a tax on anybody making less than $400,000. I didn't. But this tariff is 10% tariffs. Everything coming in the country, you know what the economists say? That's going to cost the average American $2,500 a year more because they're going to have to pay the difference in food and all the things that are important. Number two, he's in a situation where he talks about how he is not raised. He's somehow helped the middle class. Middle class have been devastated by you. Now you want a new tax cut of $5 trillion over the next 10 years, which is going to fundamentally bankrupt the country. You had the largest deficit of any president in American history, number one. Number two, you have not, in fact, made any contact, any progress with China. We are the lowest trade deficit with China since 2010.
Thank you, President Biden.
You lost.
Thank you, President Biden. Let's discuss an epidemic impacting millions of Americans that both of you have made a top priority in your first term, the opioid crisis. And for both of you, the number of overdose deaths in this country has gone up. Under your term, it went up. Under your term, it has gone up. Former President Trump, despite the efforts that both of you have made, more than 100,000 Americans are dying from overdoses every year, primarily from fentanyl and other opioids. What will you do to help Americans right now in the throes of addiction who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
To finish up, we now have the largest deficit in the history of our country under this guy. We have the largest deficit with China. He gets paid by China. He's a Manchurian candidate. He gets money from China. So I think he's afraid to deal with them or something. But do you notice he never took out my tariffs because we bring in so much money with the tariffs that I imposed on China. He never took them away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous. And we saved our steel industries and there was more to come, but he hasn't done that. But he hasn't cut the tariffs because he can't, because it's too much money. But he's got the largest deficit in the history of our country, and he's got the worst situation with China. China's going to own us if you keep allowing them to do what they're doing to us as a country. They are killing us as a country, Joe, and you can't let that happen. You're destroying our country.
So, President Trump, you have 67 seconds left. The question was, what are you going to do to help Americans in the throes of addiction right now who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
Jake, we were doing very well at addiction until the COVID came along. We had the 2.5, almost 3 years of like nobody's ever had before, any country, in every way. And then we had to get tough. And it was the drugs pouring across the border it started to increase. We got great equipment. We bought the certain dog that's the most incredible thing that you've ever seen, the way they can spot it. We did a lot. And we were getting very low numbers, very, very low numbers. Then he came along. The numbers, have you seen the numbers now? It's not only the 18 million people that I believe is even low because the gotaways, they don't even talk about gotaways. But the numbers of the amount of drugs and human trafficking in women coming across our border, the worst thing I've ever seen, at numbers that nobody's ever seen under him because the border's so bad. But the number of drugs coming across our border now is the largest we've ever had by far.
President Trump, thank you. President Biden?
Fentanyl and the byproducts of fentanyl went down for a while. And I wanted to make sure we use the machinery that can detect fentanyl, these big machines that roll over everything that comes across the border. And it costs a lot of money. That was part of this deal we put together, this bipartisan deal. More fentanyl machines, more be able to detect drugs, more numbers of agents, more numbers of all the people at the border. And when we had that deal done, he called his Republican colleagues, said, don't do it. It's going to hurt me politically. No, he never argued it's not a good bill. It's a really good bill. We need those machines. We need those machines. And we're coming down very hard in every country in Asia in terms of precursors for fentanyl. And Mexico is working with us to make sure they don't have the technology to be able to put it together. That's what we have to do. We need those machines.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, and again, the question is about Americans in the throes of addiction right now, struggling to get the treatment they need.
Well, this does pertain to it. He ended remain in Mexico. He ended catch and release. I made it catch and release in Mexico, not catch and release here. We had so many things that we had done, hard negotiations with Mexico, and I got it all for nothing. It's just like when you have a hostage, we always pay $6 billion for a hostage. Every time we say it's a hostage. Now we have a hostage, a Wall Street Journal reporter, I think a good guy, and he's over there because Putin is laughing at this guy, probably asking for billions of dollars for the reporter. I will have him out very quickly as soon as I take office. Before I take office, I said by literally as soon as I win the election, I will have that reporter out. He should have had him out a long time ago, but Putin's probably asking for billions and billions of dollars because this guy pays it every time. We had 2 cases where we paid $6 billion for 5 people. I got 58 people out, and I paid essentially nothing.
Thank you, President Trump. Dana?
Let's turn to concerns that voters have about each of you. President Biden, you would be 86 at the end of your second term. How do you address concerns about your capability to handle the toughest job in the world well into your 80s?
Well, first of all, I spent half my career being criticized being the youngest person in politics. I was the second youngest person ever elected to the United States Senate, and now I'm the oldest. This guy's 3 years younger and a lot less competent. I think that just look at the record. Look at what I've done. Look how I've turned around the horrible situation he left me. As I said, 15 million new jobs, 800,000 manufacturing jobs, more investment in America, over billions of dollars in private investment in enterprises that we are growing. By the way, we brought an awful lot of people. Well, the whole idea of computer chips, we used to have 40% of the market. We invented those chips, and we lost it because he was sending people to find the cheapest jobs overseas and to bring home a product. So I went to South Korea. I convinced Samsung to invest billions of dollars here in the United States. And guess what? Those fabs, they call them, to build these chips, those fabs pay over $100,000. You don't need a college degree for them. And there's billions, about $40 billion already being invested and being built right now in the United States, creating significant jobs for Americans from all over the world.
President Biden, you have 40 seconds left. Would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I would. The idea that somehow we are this failing country. I never heard a president talk like this before. We're the envy of the world. Name me a single major country president who wouldn't trade places with the United States of America for all our problems and all our opportunities. We're the most progressive country in the world in getting things done. We're the strongest country in the world. We're a country in the world who keeps our word, and everybody trusts us. All of our allies and those who he coddles up to, from Kim Jong-un, he sends love letters to, and Putin, etc. They don't want to screw around with us.
Thank you. Former President Trump, to follow up, you would be 82 at the end of your second term. What do you say to voters who have concerns about your capabilities to serve?
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one, a real easy one. Like go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it. But I took 2 cognitive tests. I took physical exams every year. And, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. And I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was 25, 30 years ago. Actually, I'm probably a little bit lighter, but I'm in as good a shape as I was years ago. I feel very good. I feel the same. But I was willing to take a cognitive test. And you know what? If I didn't do well, I aced them. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's a great guy when he was White House doctor. And then I took another one, a similar one. And one of them said they'd never seen anybody ace them.
Thank you. President Biden?
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, anyway, just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I have, how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Okay,
Let's not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to turn
Let's not act like children.
To a specific concern that voters have about you. Will you pledge tonight that once all legal challenges have been exhausted, that you will accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins, and you will say right now that political violence in any form is unacceptable?
Well, I shouldn't have to say that, but of course I believe that. It's totally unacceptable. And if you would see my statements that I made on Twitter at the time, And also my statement that I made in the Rose Garden, you would say it's one of the strongest statements you've ever seen. In addition to the speech I made in front of, I believe, the largest crowd I've ever spoken to. And I will tell you, nobody ever talks about that. They talk about a relatively small number of people that went to the Capitol and in many cases were ushered in by the police. And as Nancy Pelosi said, it was her responsibility, not mine. She said that loud and clear. But the answer is, if the election is fair, free, and I want that more than anybody. And I'll tell you something. I wish he was a great president because I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be at one of my many places enjoying myself. I wouldn't be under indictment because I wouldn't have been his political opponent because he indicted me because I was his opponent. I wish he was a great president. I would rather have that. I wouldn't be here. I don't mind being here. But the only reason I'm here is he's so bad as a president that I'm going to make America great again. We're going to make America great again. We're a failing nation right now. We're a seriously failing nation. And we're a failing nation because of him. His policies are so bad. His military policies are insane. They're insane. These are wars that will never end with him. He will drive us into World War III, and we're closer to World War III than anybody can imagine. We are very, very close to World War III, and he's driving us there. And Kim Jong-un and President Xi of China, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, all of these, Putin, they don't respect him. They don't fear him. They have nothing going with this gentleman, and he's going to drive us into World War III.
You want a World War III, let him follow and win, and let Putin say, do what you want, NATO. Just do what you want. There's a thing called Article 5. An attack on one is attack on all, and required response. The idea, I can't think of a single major leader in the world who wouldn't trade places with the job I've done, what they've done. Because we are a powerful nation. We have wonderful people. It's because of the people, not me. It's because of the American people. They're capable of anything, and they step up when they're needed. And right now, we're needed. We're needed to protect the world because our own safety is at stake. And again, you want to have a war, just let Putin go ahead and take Kyiv, make sure they move on, see what happens in Poland, Hungary, and other places along that border. Then you have a war.
President Trump, as I come back to you for a follow-up, the question was, will you accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins?
Just to finish what he said, if I might, Russia, they took a lot of land from Bush. They took a lot of land from Obama and Biden. They took no land, nothing from Trump, nothing. He knew not to do it. He's not going to play games with me. He knew that. I got along with him very well, but he knew not to play games. He took nothing from me. But now he's going to take the whole thing from this man right here. That's a war that should have never started. It would have never started ever with me. And he's going to take Ukraine. And, you know, you asked me a question before, would you do this? He's got us in such a bad position right now with Ukraine and Russia, because Ukraine's not winning that war. He said, I will never settle until such time. They're running out of people. They're running out of soldiers. They've lost so many people. It's so sad. They've lost so many people, and they've lost those gorgeous cities with the golden domes that are 1,000 years old, all because of him and stupid decisions. Russia would have never attacked if I were
President Trump, the question was, will you accept the results of the election, regardless of who wins? Yes or no, please.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these, but the fraud and everything else was ridiculous. And if you want, we'll have a news conference on it in a week, or we'll have another one of these in a week. But I will absolutely, there's nothing I'd rather do. It would be much easier for me to do that than I'm running again. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. He's destroying our country. I would be very happy to be someplace else, in a nice location someplace. And again, no indictments, no political opponent stuff, because it's the only way he thinks he can win. But unfortunately, it's driven up my numbers and driven them up to a very high level because the people understand it.
Let's see what your numbers are when this election is over. Let's see. You're a whiner. When you lost the first time, you continued, you appealed and appealed the courts.
You're a whiner.
Not one single court in America said any of your claims had any merit, state or local, none. But you continue to provoke this lie about somehow there's all this misrepresentation, all this stealing. There is no evidence of that at all. And I tell you what, I doubt whether you'll accept it because you're such a whiner. The idea if you lose again, you accepting anything, you can't stand the loss. Something snapped in you when you lost the last time.
We'll be right back. with more from the CNN presidential debate, live from Georgia.
Ooh wee. Ooh wee. My man Biden ended that one with smoking gun. He said, "You a whiner, something in you snapped after you lost." Hey, Sleepy Joe woke up. Sleepy Joe woke up. Man, we all know Trump is a whiner. Now, mind you, from the notes that I took thus far, because you know I'm a note taker. Most of the questions that was asked more than one time. For all those that don't know, they don't have an audience there, and they mute the mics on the person that's not talking. And I like how they're doing that. But at the end of the day, they kept asking the questions over and over again to Biden, over and over again to Trump. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times on 6 different topics they didn't answer the question at all. Trump or Biden. They did not answer the question on climate change at all. The actual person who was number 1 on climate change was the person that really introduced the nation to climate change. And as far as on a serious note, was Al Gore. The Al Gore elections between Al Gore and President Bush. Even after Al Gore lost, Al Gore was pushing climate change and letting people know, listen, if America does not get on board when it comes to climate change, we're going to be behind and we're going to see it. This was way back when Al Gore, for some of you guys remember, when Al Gore ran for president, he was the one that put climate change on the map. Not Bush, not Trump, not Obama, not Biden. That was Al Gore. So I got 6 times. When it came to the veterans, they ignored giving the true answer in regards to that as well. When it came to child care, they didn't talk about that at all. They just spent that time attacking each other. I actually wrote that note down. Drug addiction, very little to no answers from both of them. When it came to the answer of their age, it took 2 or 3 times for her to ask them. Finally, Trump started talking about the cognizance test. And then they started ranting about, once again, this is the second time I wrote down, they started attacking each other when it came to golf. Like 2 old dudes. What did I mention earlier, guys? That both of these presidential candidates, whether you guys want to vote for Trump or whether you want to vote for Biden, do realize both of them are old guys. And all you guys that are trumpets that want to run around speaking the gospel of Trump, he's an old guy just like Biden. Like I said, Biden is physically and mentally showing that he's 81. He's supposed to walk like that. He's 81. He's supposed to talk like that. He's 81. Trump is the crazy old uncle. He's just all over the place talking. What is the one thing that Trump has been harping on during the whole debate? Immigrants, the borders. The same thing that he harped on during the last debate. The same thing they harped on and when he was president, and I want to build a wall. The same thing. The immigrants, the people that's coming in. And then for all you trumpets out there, and like I said, I'm not for either one of them because they haven't answered any questions yet. Do realize this. He just insulted the black community in your face, and y'all gonna still vote for him. This man, that when he sat back and said immigrants are coming to get your jobs, that means what you do as a black person is so obsolete in the United States that a goddamn immigrant could come to this country and take your shit. That's how obsolete you are, a black man in the United States. He's not talking about attorneys coming across the border. He's not talking about doctors, business leaders, politicians are coming across the borders. those aren't the people coming across the borders. We're talking about the poorest of the poor people in their home countries coming across the borders. And who did he compare it to? Who did he compare the poorest of the poor to? Yo black asses. So all you Trumpeteers, I need you to think about that. That was one of the biggest insults. That was a big of an insult as when Biden said, if you ain't black, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That was an insult. And what Biden and what Trump just said to us as black people, that was an insult. And y'all didn't even catch it. He said, basically the immigrants can come do what these niggers are doing. These niggers don't do a good enough job. They aren't our doctors. They aren't our lawyers. They aren't our politicians. Immigrants can come do what a nigger does. And y'all didn't even catch it. Y'all need to stay right there. I'm going to tell you something in all sincerity. They already back. So let me keep my mouth shut. Let's go back.
All the things that are causing health problems for people across the country. We're going to continue to fight to bring down inflation and give people a break.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, you now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Like so many politicians, this man is just a complainer. He said, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to get rid of this tax, that tax, but he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do, all he does is make our country unsafe by allowing millions and millions of people to pour in. Our military doesn't respect him. We look like fools in Afghanistan. We didn't stop Israel. It was such a horrible thing that would have never happened. It should have never happened. Iran was broke. Anybody that did business with Iran, including China, they couldn't do business with the United States. They all passed. Iran was broke. They had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah, for terror, no money whatsoever. Again, Ukraine should have never happened. He talks about all this stuff, but he didn't do it. For 3.5 years, we're living in hell. We have the Palestinians and we have everybody else rioting all over the place. You talk about Charlottesville. This is 100 times Charlottesville, 1,000 times. The whole country is exploding because of you, because they don't respect you and they have to respect their president and they don't respect you throughout the world. What we did was incredible. We rebuilt the military. We got the largest tax cut in history, the largest regulation cut in history. The reason he's got jobs is because I cut the regulations that gave jobs, but he's putting a lot of those regulations back on. All of the things that we've done, nobody's never seen anything like, even from a medical standpoint, right to try, where we can try space age materials instead of going to Asia or going to Europe and trying to get when you're terminally ill. Now you can go and you can get something. You sign a document. They've been trying to get it for 42 years. But you know what we did for the military was incredible. Choice for our soldiers, where our soldiers, instead of waiting for 3 months to see a doctor, can go out and get themselves fixed up and readied up and take care of themselves, and they're living. And that's why I had the highest approval rating in the history of the VA. So all of these things, we're in a failing nation.
Is that
but
true,
it's not
guys?
going to be
Is that
failing
true?
anymore. We're going to make it great again.
Thank you, former President Trump, President Biden. Stay with us because we have full analysis of this debate. Anderson Cooper and Aaron Burnett starts now on CNN.
Is that true, veterans? I want to hear what you guys have to say in regards to your medical services. Has it improved with Biden or Trump?
All right, after 90 minutes, that is now the end of the first presidential debate of the 2024 cycle.
DJ said I have to wait 4 months for an
Trump and
appointment.
President Biden, the first time the two men have
Says
squared off
lies.
face-to-face since the fall of 2020. You're watching PBS News coverage. Thanks for
From
staying with
Van
us.
Schitterpan.
Let's bring in our panel now. We're joined in studio by White House correspondent Laura Barone-Lopez, political correspondent Lisa Desjardins, Amy Walter of the Cook Political Report with Amy Walter, Democratic strategist Guy Cecil, and Republican strategist
Thanks, guys.
Kevin
I was
Madden.
just wondering.
And watching the debate in Atlanta, Georgia, is Pamela Kirkland of Georgia Public Broadcasting. With a welcome to all of you. Laura, we'll start with you because Democrats were desperate for President Biden to put on a show of vitality and mental sharpness amid questions about his age. Your phone has been blowing up for the last hour and a half as you've been texting with your sources. What's the word from the campaign and the Democrats with whom you're in contact?
Well, the Democrats that I've been in contact with were not necessarily happy with the president's performance. They, at the beginning were really nervous, thought that he did not get off to a strong start. They felt as though he got a bit stronger as the night went on, a bit more clear, drew more contrast as the night went on. But again, they wanted him to be able to strike really strong contrast with Trump on immigration, on abortion, on January 6th. And a lot of the folks I talked to don't feel as though he necessarily did that in a way that is going to reach the voters, either whether it's motivating his base or also reach those independent moderate voters. The campaign, on the other hand, a campaign source was texting me saying that their internal polling, this is, of course, campaign polling, but their live internal polling, the dials as they were listening to voters as the debate was going on, they said that internal polling showed that when Trump personally attacked Biden, called him the worst president, or when Trump tried to talk about the suckers and losers comments, which he made regarding veterans, which his chief of staff, John Kelly, said that he said that when Trump tried to talk about that voters didn't like Trump's responses on those things, that they weren't happy with that at all. And that they also were not, voters turned against Trump when they heard him talking about January 6th and the exchange between Biden and Trump on January 6th. And when President Biden called Trump a convicted felon, that also seemed to register poorly for Trump with those voters.
And Lisa, we know you've been covering the Trump campaign. Obviously, it's the job of every campaign and surrogate to spin this in the best possible light for the candidate at the end of the debate. But this was Mr. Trump's first debate this cycle. He did not show up for any of the primary debates. For his first time out, what are you hearing from your sources about how they think he did?
Yeah, neither man has debated really in 4 years. But the Trump team, Republicans, are declaring victory. They think this was a fantastic night for them. They wanted to see Joe Biden look like someone who had a hard time finding his words. And in the beginning debate, especially, that was the case. I'm also hearing from Democratic sources, and especially House Democrats are in a very dark place right now. They are very concerned about what this means for them down ballot. There is, I will say, in the ether, there are some even sort of raising this idea, like, should this be our nominee? Now, this is the worst moment. This is the worst moment. Is it realistic to think there's actually going to be a change in nominee? No, I don't think so. And Democratic leadership that I'm also texting with says, no, that's ridiculous. But that is how bad this moment is. Everyone's saying, of course, that Biden did improve his performance over the course of this debate. But right now you have Democrats really struggling even to form kind of responses to me. Some of them telling me like that they have tears, and they're joking, but they say they have tears in their throats about this. I'm also texting with some undecided voters who are saying so far, this did not sway them all the way, but universally they're texting me that this was a bad night for Biden and raised their doubts about him. So
we're going to stop it right there because we're not going to be using our whole evening in regards to what's going on in the States. What goes on in the States in regards to this channel is, are they doing anything in regards to impacting our taxes? Are they doing anything in regards to impacting the passports? They aren't. Have fun with it. None of these presidents are going to do anything for the veterans. They've already not even answered that. They didn't answer Social Security. They're not going to do anything for Social Security. Climate change, they ignored it. They're not going to do anything about it. There's not another Al Gore coming down the turnpike. Child care, nothing's going to change in regards to that. To take families out of poverty by giving them tax breaks through child care. Trump accepting this, Biden was right, because Trump spent the whole night whining. So what makes you think that after the elections, he's not going to continue to whine? Trump's been whining since Trump was whining from the time period that President Obama came after him. What makes you, when President Obama was president and Trump was trying to attack Obama, he was whining about Obama's birth certificate. That's his master thing of whining. So we can't deny that. But when it came to who won, it was just two grumpy old men Anybody that denies that we just sat back and watched two grumpy old men, whoever wants to sit back and say that Trump won, how? He never answered any of the questions. Biden won, how? He never answered any of the questions. The most that you can sit back and say, who put who down the most as two grumpy old men? That was it. Those are your presidential candidates. So when you do sit back, you talk about Trump, all you Trumpeteers, vote for him. I don't care. That's what we try to do on this channel, to prepare you for your Oscar and Felix, the odd couple. Good call. That's it. That's it. It's not going to get, if you guys think it's going to get better than Trump and better than Biden, who? Y'all had the chances. Y'all could have had somebody younger far as the Democratic nominee, somebody different from the Republican Party nominee. But y'all decided to have crazy Uncle Donald and Paul Biden as y'all president. Can't be mad. We chose them. We chose these dudes. Yep, Biden didn't know the answer, and Trump never. Which is almost like, which one is worse? A dude that doesn't know the answer, or the dude that purposely ignores the answer? Which one was worse? That's the part that is almost like the greatest of two evils. It's your job between now. I mean, even when Trump said, "I will go get the release of that news reporter in Russia." Bruh, that the election is like 4 or 5 months away. You become president on January 2nd. So if I am a captured hostage, I gotta wait 6 months for your ass to be president. I gotta stay in a Russian prison for 6 months, hoping you remember me. These dudes were saying just asinine things, man. It didn't make any sense at all. So here's what you do. You vote. I don't care, Biden, Trump. Make sure you focus on Congress, because they're the ones that make the law. Make sure that you vote on the grassroots level, meaning your city. You focus on that. But bruh, I'm telling you, this debate was like, I like what who said that? Uriah gave the best statement. If this is not the sign for you to become a passport bro or expat, what the hell is? After watching this debate, what is it that you need to show you that you need to start getting your ass out that country? What else you need? Now, I understand some of us got responsibilities. We still got kids there, or we're still taking care of our mom, or we're still taking care of, some loved ones. I got you on that. But I'm talking about, you can still make the preparation. Let's say your kids are 6 years old. You still got 12 years of preparing yourself and getting you a little spot in DR and going back and forth. You still got years to still be able to take care of your kids and be in the States for 6 to 9 months and still be in another country 3 months. You ain't got no excuse. Those of us who relocated to other countries didn't say it's all or none. Tailor-Made Dreams didn't say it's all or none. Ace Live didn't say it's all or none. Check and Effect didn't say it's all or none. We lived in the United States part-time and lived or traveled to other countries part-time. And you can do that for years. Or you can do what we need you to do. See, there's two things that's going to take place in the next couple of years. People that do what us travelers need you to do, or what you want to do. You want to leave the United States. You want to live part-time in the United States, part-time out. Maybe you want to be in Mexico with Professor. You want to live part-time in the States, part-time out. That's what you want. You want to live full-time out the States. You want to have you a life outside the States, whatever it is. What you want, that can be accomplished. But then the other thing, if you decide that you don't go for what you want, no problem. You can give us what we need. We need you to keep your ass right where you are. We need you to get up in the morning for years to come and go to work and bust your ass 12 to 10-hour days for somebody that you don't even like. We need your ass to pay high taxes. We need you to pay them inflated prices for soap, sugar, candy bars, gas, houses. We need your ass to stay right there. We need your ass to marry somebody in the United States because we know 70% of all women in the United States are considered overweight anyway. So we need you to stay with your fat bitch. We need you to sit your ass right there and be like, my country, 'tis of thee, and pledge allegiance and all that shit. That's what we need you to do. So you got two choices. You can do what you want to do, or you can keep your happy ass right there because we ain't got no problem with it, because that's what we need your ass to do anyway. You got two choices: what you want to do or what we need you to do. That's why I always say, do not convince dudes or ladies to get off the plantation. Why? Because we need your ass on the plantation. We need you on Mr. Gilmore property, still out there working hard, slaving away to pay those taxes, making sure the US dollar is still strong, even if brick is around. We need your ass to keep the dollar strong. See, you don't need you. We need you to stay right where you are. Complaining about the country, presidents come, presidents go, senators come. We just had the oldest. You think Biden is old? You think Trump is old? Do you know that the United States has right now, currently, the oldest Congress we have ever had in U.S. history? We've got more congressmen in the Senate and in the House over the age of 60, 70, and in some cases 80 years old than any time in the 500 years of U.S. history. Y'all ass got our old ass president, no matter who wins, and our old ass Congress, no matter who wins. And you want to talk about us who travel. We don't care. Why? Because when these cameras go off, we need you to get your ass up in the morning and go to work. We need you to drive through that traffic, bitch about your boss, go on a lunch break. We need you to be somebody work husband. That's what we need. Yes, we need you to be right there as somebody work husband, somebody sad dude. We need you to be right there. We need your ass to complain about how short your 30-minute lunch break is or your hour lunch break. We need you to complain when you're driving back home. We need for you to marry women in the United States and have a 50% divorce rate. We need your ass to stay right there paying that child support. We need your ass right there when it comes to paying alimony. Yes, sir. We need you right there buying all those tickets for season tickets for baseball, season tickets for hockey. No, you don't need to use that money to travel. Keep your ass right there. Get your season tickets for your favorite team. We need your ass right there with them season tickets. Right there. Yes, we do. If you think Passport Bros and Blue Book Gentlemen, all of us that travel don't love you, we love you because we need you to sit your ass right where you are. We need all 68% of you that will never even leave your own city and die within a 50-mile radius of the hospital in which you were born. We need you to stay right there. Shit, if y'all think we're going to sit up here and try to waste our time trying to convince y'all not to vote for Biden or Trump or who you need to vote for, it don't matter. You're going to get a crazy-ass old dude no matter who you got. And you got an old-ass Senate and an old-ass House of Representatives. So y'all think y'all can get away from Biden because he old, and y'all think Trump, what? Your senators and congressmen old. So y'all forgot already about Mitch McConnell just in the camera a couple months ago. Mitch, you all right? Mitch, Senator McConnell. Huh? Y'all got congressmen in wheelchairs, senators in wheelchairs because they old. And you want to bitch about having an old president? Both your presidential candidates old as hell. The hell y'all talking about? Both of them about to crack 90 upside their head. What y'all talking about? Both of them. Y'all want to sit around with your little trumpets like Trump is the man. No, we're going to go with Biden, but he old. Shit. Trump got y'all fooled. You know how Trump got y'all fooled? Trump got y'all comparing him to Biden. Well, you're supposed to do that, Dre, not in that far in the range of age. Trump knows as long as I can act like I'm a little bit younger than Biden, I'm good. Why? He's not racing against a young Obama. He's not racing against a young this one or a young that one. He's not even racing against George Bush Jr., who was at his, he was in his 40s and 50s at that time period when he ran. He's not even racing against somebody in their 50s. All he got to do is walk around and pretend to be healthy enough. As long as I don't look as old as this dude here, y'all gonna vote for me. I can say the stupidest shit as Trump, but I don't look old. I just talk old. But like I said, us dudes that travel, we don't give a damn. Don't mess with the taxes, don't mess with the US dollar, and don't mess with the passports. And we need y'all ass to stay right there in the United States. Y'all better watch Flyboy Waste and Ace. They gonna make you feel like you got a chance to travel. Not me. I'm gonna try to convince as many people to keep their ass in the States as possible. Y'all crazy. Come to Love Crossing Borders and try to wait for me to convince your ass to leave after 5 years of doing videos of trying to encourage you that it's a better life, and you still looking at me like I'm crazy, looking at Andrea like she crazy. Okay, cool. We're gonna do the opposite. From now on, we're gonna try to convince your ass to stay right where the fuck you are. There ain't gonna be no words of encouragement in regards to us. Shit, you better keep your ass there and get up in the morning and do your job so we can make money, so the US dollar can stay strong. Please. And you know when Trump done, guess what's gonna happen? Y'all gonna vote for another old motherfucker. Y'all love old presidents. Come on, look at US history. If a motherfucker ain't over 50, y'all ain't voting for him. Y'all let Obama be an anomaly, not just because he was a brother, but because him and Kennedy was one of the few dudes that y'all voted for that was under 50. Y'all love y'all old motherfucker. Want to talk about Biden as if he did something wrong. Biden was at home in his basement, retired, wasn't bothering nobody. Who went and got Biden out that basement? Americans. You're the only one that can beat Donald Trump. We got to get you away from this crazy senile old dude known as Trump. He can't win again. And y'all went and got Paw out the basement. These two old ass dudes sitting up here arguing over golf. The country is in shambles, and these old ass dudes arguing over golf. And y'all gonna keep y'all asses right there where y'all belong. Stay right motherfucking there. All you military dudes, name one president in your lifetime that looked out for the veterans. Ford? Nope. Nixon? Mm-mm. Carter? Had to been Reagan. Nope, he ain't look out for the veterans either. Bush won. What about Clinton? He really looked out for the veterans. Nope. Bush 2? Obama. Well, it had to be, just had to be Trump. Biden? The veterans have always been on the back burner. The military has always been on the front. Yeah, they'll pour money into the military might, but those 5-10 billions, man, they treat veterans like shit in the United States, and we all been knowing it for years. We've been knowing it for years. Y'all gotta fight for, how the fuck you gotta fight for 100%? If listen, if I'm 80% fucked up, that means I'm 100% fucked up. A broken leg is a broken leg. Mental issues. If I'm 30% mentally fucked up, I'm just as bad as if I'm 100% mentally fucked up. What are you talking about? Why should veterans have to go through percentiles? The hell? When did that take place? See, he 100% in the wheelchair. I guess I'm only 70% in the wheelchair. What the type of Forrest Gump shit? But hey, y'all know that the next 5 presidents, they ain't gonna look out for veterans either. Veterans, the only people that look out for veterans and march on Washington and make sure that senators and congressmen do their jobs are other veterans. That's the only reason y'all got the little benefits y'all got, because other veterans have been bitching for 40, 50, 60 years for y'all rights. Other than that, ain't nobody in the White House ever bitch on behalf of veterans more than veterans have had to. We all know that. Any type of policies that are passed is because veterans fought for it y'all selves. That's the only time it ever happens. Yes, sir. All veterans should be at 100. All veterans. I put my body on the line 100%. I went through 100% of basic training. I sat up there and obeyed 100, damn near 100% of the orders. When it was time to take a flight, I got on 100% of a plane. I had to carry 100% of the backpack. If you asked me to run 22 miles with a backpack, I ran 100% of 22 miles. I put on 100% of the uniform every day and made sure it was looking just like you said 100% of the time. My shoes were shining just like you want them to shine. When you said shine them, I shine them 100% of the time. Now all of a sudden I'm on percentiles. I'm 70%. I'm 80%. A few of us get to 100%, but after all, when you asked us to do something, we were supposed to put in 110% effort. He said, no medical for me. He said, they can kiss my ass. Nobody fights for veterans like veterans. Nobody fights for veterans like veterans. You guys are the last of the true union. Remember when Chrysler had unions and Ford and GM had unions that fought for each other? The only people that fight for veterans are veterans. Any policy, no congressman, no senator, no president can say, because of me, the veterans have. Bullshit. That's bull. So much bull, man. Now, it is 11 o'clock where you guys are. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to finish off tomorrow the video of why women cheat, because we got quite a bit to go and there's some good information I want you guys to see. But one thing I do want to end you guys with, and we're going to look at this tomorrow as well. The average cost of dating in the United States. The average cost of dating in the United States is expensive than a month. We want to take a look at this. If you want to take a woman that you never, a total stranger that you just trying to smash, in the state of Washington, it will cost you just one date $195. State of Florida, on average, $120, $28. Illinois, let's go on ahead up to Illinois. Just for a date, $157. Almost $158. In the state of Michigan, $112. Let's look at PA, $193. New York, almost $300. Just for one date with a total stranger. And if you like her, you might want to take on a second and third date. Let's say you took a female in New York on 3 dates. Bruh, that's almost $900 motherfucking dollars on average to take a female on 3 dates in the United, at least in New York. If you take a chick on a date in Florida, it's $130. 3 dates is almost $400. 3 dates, $400 out of your paycheck after you pay taxes. And these women want to tell you to pay more than that. In Virginia, it's $140. In Maryland, you're paying $200, $209.33. California, you kicking out $226 per date. The average dude, if you try to smash, you're going to take her on 2-3 dates. You're going to take her on 2 or 3 dates. That means that you coming out of like six, almost a little over 700, almost 750 for 3 dates. Nevada, 119. Texas, 110. Almost 111. 3 days, that's $333. Just 3 days. After you pay taxes, you got your paycheck in your bank account, you feeling good about yourself. 3 dates trying to get that coochie. $333. Hawaii, $239, almost $240. Alaska, $95. The lowest one that I'm seeing so far is South Dakota, $38.27. Then North Dakota with $42.43. But most of these countries, most of these states are double digits. And if you're on the coast, Connecticut, $230. New Jersey, almost $260 per date. And you ain't got the coochie yet. Man, I don't see how y'all doing it. He said, that's a tank of gas. Yeah, that's a tank of gas for a date. So when we sit back and say go on monk mode, gentlemen, there's a reason why we say that. Take your intimacy outside the United States. While you're in the States, treat it like it is a corporation, get your money, stack your investments. But as far as trying to date in the United States, that's what you can't live both. Shout out to my man Los in the building. You can't live both worlds. You can't live in the life that you want to live in another country and yet pay them high ass expenses for dating in the United States. You burning your money. What the hell y'all think y'all doing? I just showed you. You are literally setting money on fire. When you could be investing it, like Los does with crypto and other things. Los said they got Los said, he said they got a lot of options over in America. take advantage of those are good women over there.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
I hit the wrong one, Los, but shout out to you. Let me hit the right one for Los.
813, Trigger City. Let's get it.
Them Tampa boys. And pay for play is cheaper. That's the crazy part. Some of you dudes that have dealt with pay for play in other countries, you looking at how much money you spend on one date in the States. You like, man, you know how many women I could have been with in Colombia? Even if you're not doing pay for play, if you're just a regular dude like me, how much money you can see, how many dates you could have went on that? Please. Yeah. So that's what I put that out there. That's why I put that out there so you guys can see dating in the United States is expensive as can be, bruh. $250 a date? $259 in New Jersey. $297. $217. $230. Come on, man. $239. Man, y'all some suckers. Please explain to me how y'all not suckers taking these women out in the States. Explain that one to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm seeing something different other than what. And this just came out. Just in case you guys wondered, this is an old article. Nope. This just came. This is just August 2018. Let's see what this is. Let's hear it. $96
on dating in 2016. Now the most expensive.
Let's go back. Hopefully we can hear what she's saying. Let me bring that beat back. Yeah, let's hear what she's saying. How expensive dating is in the United States.
So 17 compared to 76, huge difference there.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on. Let me refresh this real quick for us, guys. Let's let it refresh. There we go.
For your dates, a recent survey by Match.com found that the average single American spent $1,596 on dating in 2016. Now, the most expensive place or most expensive state to go out on a date, New York. The average cost of the date was $297.27.
What?
$297 is the average
are
cost
these people?
of a date in
Average?
New York City. That's crazy.
That means they're
that means that there's a lot of
more expensive than that. Cause like, yo, I stopped dating. I gave up on it because it's stupid, outdated practice that we need to be done with forever.
Ooh,
but
right.
like back when I went on dates, my dates were like maybe $12, or like $20.
There's
So who are
so
these
much
dudes that
wrong
are
with
spending
this
like
also
thousands of dollars?
because like 1,500, but then if you take the math and you divide it, then people are only going on like
Because on the flip side, though, so that was nationwide.
Yeah.
So in South Dakota, for example, was the cheapest state, and their average date was $38.27.
That's what I'm talking about.
Followed by North Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. So
I'm moving
the
to the
cheapest place to
Dakotas.
date.
Also, your options there are limited. So you don't really have to take her.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the local Applebee's.
Like, hey, baby, I love that.
Don't get married though, because that's way more expensive.
That is.
Average
Yeah.
wedding in New York City, 76,000.
So
The average wedding in New York City, $76,000. I know y'all not paying that much, but on average, yeah, these simps be spending on strangers. It's not like it's me and Andrea going on a date, somebody that's been together. Yep, that's travesty. That is a travesty. Knowing that statistically you got a 50% chance that it's not going to work out in the United States, and yet you're kicking out a $76,000 on average in New York. Y'all crazy. I like that the brother sat back and said, man, he said, I give up on dating. Let me see something real quick. The history of dating. The history of dating in the United States. That's what I thought. Let me move this over here. Let you guys see this. I want you guys to see this in regards to let me move me out of the way. In regards to the history of dating. It says old standards of conduct were quickly abandoned during and after the First World War. By 1920s, dating and petting became more of a social ritual that defined courtship. It says couples had always paired off. That's one thing. But then peers enforced expectations around dating behavior were new and quickly dominated courtship behavior. So there was a time where you didn't pay anything. You just were paired off getting to know each other. Nobody spent any money until the monetization of dating after or by the 1920s. The 1920s. It says that they found that the generation that became the adults during the 1910s and 1920s had the greatest increase of premarital sexuality or sexual activities, and later generations appeared to have accepted the new pattern and maintained or extended it in regards to dating, and then dating leads to the sex. At one point in time, when it came to the entertainment, it was just dining, dancing, a movie, so forth. Added economic issues to dating, and the practice was often viewed as an economic transaction. So when we say that dating is an economic transaction, it was actually literally defined back when they first started dating less than 100 plus years ago. Dating is young. Dating is not, I don't know if you guys come to the reality, dating is not thousands of years old. Yeah, Tim he said, what property can you buy for 76? You can buy you a nice condo in Cartagena for 76,000. Nice apartment in Medellin, especially in Cali. That's a good point. International Quiet Storm said, Dre, we forgot to mention, even if you are lucky enough to smash a chick, you hope that your nuts true. True. Don't turn green afterwards. That's true. You're paying for a date. You went out. Y'all have sex. Now you got to worry about if she gave you some type of disease. Shout out to Uriah in the building once again for donating and gifting a membership. Shout out to you, brother. And once again, Timothy says, what property can you buy for 76,000 in Colombia? Richard says, he said, man, imagine some dudes here going to or some dude here going to be selling wood just to go on a date. Yeah, true. Like my man said, F the date. He said, F that date. Oh, man. David said, F that date. He said, I just pay for the sex and go. Bada bing, bada boom. Because basically, based off the definition, it's a transaction. But let me let you guys go. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow night. It's a little after 11 there. It's almost 10:19 here, a little after 11 there. Great watching the debate with you guys. I was looking forward to that. Let's get ready for a good old-fashioned outro. Let's go through. Let's go. We haven't done this one in a while.
blickar bara möttes. Kommer du ihåg det igen? Kommer du ihåg det igen? Du vill ha icy little fingers, då du vet det kallas. All in, ingen broms, schackmatt på din vänster hand. Du är så viktig baby, ja du allians. Du är försiktig baby, men du gav mig en chans. Det är 50-50 baby, men det är balans. Jag växlar upp med dig baby, ingen annan. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig. Baby. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig. Du är mitt liv baby. Aldrig titta på någon annan, varför du med annan? Kom var med mig baby, aldrig lita på någon annan. Finns ingen annan, jag vill ha min chakarinna. Låsa och säg ingen sinna. Jag kommer alltid ride with you. 100 gubbar klockan die for you. Du är så viktig baby, ja du allians. Du är försiktig baby, men du gav mig en chans. Det är 50-50 baby, men det är balans. Jag växlar upp med dig baby, ingen annan. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig. Du är mitt liv baby. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig. Du är mitt liv baby. Visa mig vart du finns. Vi kommer väl till min city, nej. Jag vet att det finns. Kom det är bra lives and all nights, yeah. Jag vet att jag min ni kör det. Skön social, smart good lady. Jag tvivlar det. Visa mig var du finns, yeah.